Have you guys ever gotten away with murder?
Jesus, Sam, what kind of question is that? Of course I have.
That's like freshman stuff, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a nickel for every murder I've gotten away with, I'd have a whole lot of nickels. I mean, not anything substantial spending-wise, but you get the idea.
All right, I get the picture. I'll try to be involved in more murders going forward.
Oh, Sam, you poor sheltered thing.
Just make sure it's manslaughter. It's easier to get away with. Welcome to another episode of Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Travis. I know what your next joke is going to be.
I'm Sam.
I'm Frank.
If you're being frank.
Where every week we discuss a movie, either a horror movie or a slasher movie or a thriller movie.
What'd you call me?
Cool.
Slasher.
I don't know what they called. Oh, a horror movie?
Oh, I was going slash her. Like,
That was last week. That was X.
Oh.
In a fairly intense
Rambling.
and
Intense.
Fireside
insightful
rambles.
Fireside ramble. Hey, we have a good time is what we do.
We don't want any.
Get out of my house.
Get off my lawn. That's Clint Eastwood.
Gran
And
Torino.
you're looking
Aren't
right
they
at me
coming,
when
aren't
you
they,
say it.
Aren't they coming out with a new one of those? Gran Torino, Frank?
Gran Turismo.
Turismo.
Gran Tiramisu.
Can I just say
Tiramisu.
there was like a
Tiramisu,
collective
sorry.
groan in our theater when that trailer played?
I'm sure there was.
Wait, what trailer?
Gran
Gran
Turismo.
Turismo.
It's based on a video game.
But
That's
it's
based
also-
off an event.
Yes.
It's based off a
Wait,
true
are you
story.
guys are serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
But
this
it's not Clint Eastwood. It's not
Yeah,
Clint
it's
Eastwood.
It's
Wait,
not Clint
they're-
Eastwood.
What's it called?
Gran Turismo. So basically, Dan, this is real.
I'm frowning right now.
Dan,
if no one's
there's
looking.
a video game. There's a racing video game called Gran Turismo. And
Why do you pronounce it Gran Turismo?
Because that's how you say it. It's Gran Turismo.
I don't like the way you're pronouncing
That's
it.
how you-
Frank, say it.
Yeah, you
Gran
uncultured.
Turismo.
It's Gran
Like, I like the
Turismo.
way he's
It's
saying
probably
it.
Gran Turismo, but I'm so used to
It's,
I think
hearing
the way
it
you're
the other
saying
way.
it makes
it's
it
so
sound
elitist
cool.
when he
Am I
says
like?
it.
Am I
Like,
like those?
I want to see
Not
the
you,
movie
him.
Frank is pronouncing. I do not want to see the movie you're pronouncing.
I'm like that. See, you know, a perfect
Yours
example.
sounds like a dessert.
See-
His sounds like a really cool, like...
No, he doesn't even sound like a dessert.
a perfect
it sounds
example
like a knockoff.
would be you saying, "Oh, that sounds like a movie," and I would be like, "It sounds like a film."
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
It's like us saying vinyls and him going, no.
There's no such thing.
That's not
Vinyl.
plural, but okay. So Dan, this is a real movie.
This is a rowdy catch-up, by the way, in case anybody's wondering what we're doing.
It's- no,
sing
it's
it.
a movie about this
Oh
guy
my
playing
God,
a
he
video
cut
game,
me off.
playing this Gran
You cut him
Turismo
off.
video game.
It's time.
And
He does it to us all the time. Cut him off.
A rowdy catch-up.
like you're on the 405, just cut me off.
A rowdy ketchup.
A rowdy catch-up. It's a catch-up that gets...
Rowdy.
Oh, yes! I was jumping. It's not a mustard. It's not a relish.
done. I'm not doing
It's
it.
a rowdy ketchup.
Cool.
A rowdy ketchup?
There you go.
I stopped my story for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam joined in. This was so much fun.
I know. I had my cold brew today.
You still have it.
You still have some in
She's
there.
amped up, man.
So speaking of amped up, how was your weekend, Dan?
Father's Day.
Oh,
Oh, happy Father's Day.
Thank
Belated.
you.
happy Father's Day.
So I will
Copycat.
tell you about my Father's Day. How
Next
was
week.
your-
So anyways,
How was your Father's Day, Travis?
it was good.
Did you do a double duty? Oh, there you go. What's a double?
What is going on?
What are you talking about?
Well, I meant.
I don't have kids.
You did two Father's Days. Jennifer
have-
has a father, yes? Or is
Yes.
it- and then you have a father, yes?
Yes.
So did you do double
Like a
I
double
just love your
double
explanation.
lunch.
She has a father,
Double
yes?
lunch.
a double
brunch.
duty? Did you do two Father's Days?
No, because Father's Day's only once.
Oh, I've had several fathers on Father's Day before.
We'll get to you in just a second. Did you have to do two locations on Father's Day?
No, we didn't do. Spoke to my dad. We didn't go out. We didn't do anything.
You spoke to your father. That was it.
Okay.
Exciting.
How was yours? What did you do?
I had a really good
I think you had one too many cups of wine.
Yeah, maybe. I had a really good Father's
So
Day.
keep in mind, everyone, it's only 7 a.m.
His cup
When am I supposed to
runneth
start?
over.
Yes, it was good Father's Day. We had breakfast, and then we went and played a lively round of miniature golf, which
At the castle?
which I call putt-putt golf.
At the castle?
I forgot about that word. Putt-putt.
Yeah, putt-putt. At the castle.
Was that the castle?
We were at the castle.
At the castle.
I lost by 1 stroke. Go ahead, Frank. I'm sure you have something else.
I got so much to say.
Nope.
Not touching that.
Well,
Not
that's
touching
also
that.
why.
Not touching that
That's
1
what she
stroke.
said.
And then
That's how you don't. That's how you don't have Father's Day.
and then you're
Shut
right.
Because I don't know.
Don't explain it. We get it.
So how was?
And then we came home and had a barbecue.
oh,
nice.
what'd you barbecue? I heard you're a mean cook.
I'm very angry when I cook. Is that where you were going?
No, I was saying I was
So
excited.
yeah, I grilled. Carne asada.
Ooh,
Really
great weather,
good.
too.
Really good. Yeah.
For
it was
a
a great
Did you
day.
go to Vallarta?
You
We
better
had-
say that
I did-
correctly for the
Because he
people.
was like carne asada.
Are you
I was like,
okay-
did you
are
go to
you-
Vallarta for
I'm
your
sorry,
fiesta?
what is it called?
Vallarta.
Carne asada. What is it called?
You just
Travis
you say
says
it.
his last
Frank,
name is
correct me.
Reese.
I
And
think
roll
it's
your R's while you're doing it.
carne asada.
There you go.
Carne asada.
See how I just
Carne.
said that?
Carne asada.
But I gotta have an accent if I
Ooh,
do that.
Frank,
That'd
say
be
it again.
offensive.
See how I'm
Carne
saying it?
asada.
Okay, I had
Oh.
that stuff that Frank just said.
Omelette fromage.
I had the carne asada.
I don't even know her.
Asada. Okay. And that was really good. We also had some shrimp. Was good. That was my Father's Day. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay. How about
And
This
you
is like
called
a,
your father and said howdy. Good for you.
he didn't answer actually.
straight to voicemail.
Just kidding.
I'm spending way too
How about
long
your
on this.
Father's Day? How was
I
yours,
worked.
Sam?
That's your response for everything. We just push a button.
What-
Sam's actually not
What'd
even
you do this
here.
week? I worked.
Well,
Sam's
I
not
mean,
here.
That's
She
what
stepped
happens
away.
when you work in a movie theater. But I did go to a concert on Saturday.
You did?
Say
I
it ain't
did.
so.
I will not go. It's all about the small things.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Hello there.
I miss you.
What concert?
Blink 182.
I think I knew this. Did you go?
Yes, I did.
He followed me.
How
I-
was it?
Oh, you're
great.
here too, Sam? I happen to have the seats right next
What
to you.
what venue were
It
they
was at the
performing
Bunk.
in?
Bank of California.
I don't know what that is.
The BMO. It's where the sports arena used to be. They play soccer there now.
It's for
By
football.
USC.
Football stadium.
Football.
Football.
LAFC plays there.
Yeah,
You don't know
sure,
soccer,
yeah.
do you? Football. It's right next to USC, basically.
Okay.
It's pronounced soccer.
Soccer?
I'm so glad you're here. Is it an outdoor venue?
Yes.
Go ahead, ask
I didn't
him.
know who you were talking to.
He was looking right at me.
He always looks at you.
Because he's talking to me.
Okay, I'll stop. Sorry.
God.
I just want to say I actually was talking to Sam.
Because it's my
There's no way you
point.
could make this mistake. I was looking right at Sam when I asked the question.
And it happens every fucking time.
And now I'm looking at you.
I'm
I'm out.
sorry. That was an explosion.
Because
he was looking
how,
right at me.
How big of a venue is it, Sam?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm not talking.
Have you been to the forum?
Yes.
It's like a little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's big enough that if you're looking at one person, the other person thinks you're looking at
It's so close that the singer, it's like, oh, they're singing directly at you, but really they're singing to someone next to you.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how close the stage.
Travis,
He's not here. He left.
anything to add to
Okay,
that?
Travis, he's talking to you.
So what's your Travis? What's your favorite Blink 182 song?
He's looking at you.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm not
could you
here.
sing it for us?
Don't you have a phone?
Your favorite one. Like, sing me like one sentence of lyrics to your favorite Blink 182 song.
All right, everyone. everyone that's been around to catch up will enjoy this week's episode.
Frank, what did you do? And Frank, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you talking to me or him?
I'm looking at Frank.
But he met you, Travis.
I got a text from you, or we all got a text from you today, and it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. You said, when I take lunch, when the hell do you take lunch?
Oh, for work?
Yeah.
Whenever
Around like
corporate America allows him to.
yes, exactly. Around like 4:00.
Wow.
Yeah, if I go in at 6, my lunch is 4 hours from then, so 10 p.m.
And they call that lunch.
Yeah. Going on my lunch dinner break.
And then what time are you done? Like
2.
midnight? 2 a.m.?
8-hour shifts, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure.
Travis and I have been in bed already for 4 hours.
Together?
Separately.
Whoa, if anyone's listening.
In case anybody was wondering, we are sleeping separately.
It's a small cabin, but
We're separate. We're separate.
Separate room, separate house.
That reminds me, one time
We're
someone did
separated by at least 3 feet. What?
I hope you guys patch it up.
that. We,
I know, me too.
Really rooting for you guys here.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
it reminds me.
We're really trying. We're in therapy right now. We're really trying.
It reminds me of that episode of It's Always Sunny, where Charlie Day they go, you sleep next to each other in front. He goes, we sleep ass to ass.
So who's Charlie? Who's Danny DeVito in this scenario?
I think the audience could figure that one out. I'm not gonna answer that one.
So you're
Vote
Danny
now
DeVito.
on Instagram. Who do you think?
Twitter poll.
Twitter poll.
Whose ass?
No.
Whose ass goes where?
I've asked myself that question.
I'd like to ask you
You've
a
asked
few
yourself?
questions.
Okay. Well, Travis and I are working hard at this, so please
Sleeping.
Respect our boundaries.
respect our privacy, please. We're trying to make things work.
Sam, Dan snores.
Okay, that's nice.
That's great. I watched The Flash with my
yeah.
family
How
on
did that go?
Oh, talk
Father's
to
Day.
us. Now,
It was
Talk
fun.
at
but
us.
you're a big DC guy, so can we trust your opinion?
I will
Well, this is going to be a good debate
I will
because you saw
filter
Flash.
this.
I did see the Flash.
And what did you
through the
think?
prism of my family. We all enjoyed it to various
Did you say
degrees.
prism or prison?
Prism.
No, yes,
Prism.
It depends on what day
I
of the
said
week
both.
it is.
both.
What is happening?
I don't know.
This is the
I
most
like spaced out. I was like, yes, both.
to what?
I don't
Prison
know.
or prism? Prism.
This is the second-
Prison or
Before you say, Travis, in less than 2 sentences, which would mean 1 sentence, what did you think of the Flash?
Oh my God! Let's give him time to think. Frank,
no, I
Okay,
can tell
we'll
you.
get
I can
back
tell
to
you.
you.
I didn't care for it. I think I have some issues with
I
it.
see Frank rolling up his sleeves. Something's going to happen here.
Move out of the
Personally,
way, Dan.
I think maybe I'm just. I don't know. I had a couple issues
that's a
with
lot
it.
of sentences, though.
That's a lot of
I think
first
it's
sentences.
one long run-on sentence, but he still hasn't finished it. Good.
No, I'm just saying I didn't really care for it.
If you were to score it, what would you score it?
Like 1 out of...
10.
Out of 5 or 10.
10, because I feel like that gives you a more
Leeway?
specific
Oh,
like score. You know,
I can give it like a clean 5.
out
Okay.
of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Fair.
Frank, I'll talk to you after the show.
Oh,
Okay.
how
But
serious.
I think some things worked and some things really didn't work, and I didn't.
Let's not go into
Yeah.
it. Uh-huh.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay. First, if I was gonna give it a score, I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay.
More stuff worked for me than didn't, but going in, I had heard some of the CGI was rough, and I was expecting it to be rough, and some of it was very rough.
Yeah. It was like the Scorpion King and the Mummy
I've
Returns.
been using that.
The worst of it, fortunately, is at the beginning. So once you get past that, it's like, oh, okay.
Or it's
I
because
mean,
you're
the
used
worst
to
is
it.
yet to. I mean, the worst is not yet to come. The worst is past. Yeah. There's some artistic choices that don't work for everybody. I found myself sometimes going, am I enjoying this section? Yeah, I guess. But I think the biggest thing is that the story worked for me and the emotional aspects worked for me because it's a very emotionally invested story. It's very personal to the character of the Flash. And I think that stuff worked for me the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long was the movie?
It was like
2:15.
2:15.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no.
I think I will agree with Frank. I think that some of the emotional stuff did work for me, and that's probably the only stuff that did.
Okay.
And that's all I've got to say about that.
You sure, buddy?
Can I just say that I saw on TV there was like a Mummy 3 with with Jet Li.
Yes.
Tomb of the
What?
Dragon Emperor.
And,
Really?
And Brandon Fraser's wife was not the same wife from the first two movies.
And they make a joke about that, and it's stupid.
Tell me the joke.
Rachel
So
Weisz?
yeah, so the joke is
Rachel White had they
So-
already gotten divorced?
no, it's the same character. It's Rachel Weisz's character, but they recasted.
But why wouldn't he just have his wife in it?
What do
Rachel
you-
Weisz was his actual
no,
real wife.
No, they
No.
weren't.
No.
I thought they
No,
were.
he was married to Darren. She was married to Darren Aronofsky.
Oh, I always thought that.
And
I gotta
she was
stop
married to
reading the
I think she
Hollywood,
was married to
you know.
Daniel Craig for a little while
Yeah,
too.
after Aronofsky, yeah.
Okay, why did they recast her?
I just think she didn't want to do it.
Well, I saw the movie. I don't blame her.
Well, so they made a joke. So they made the joke. They made a joke about it where, like, I guess the character, she's like in the opening, she's like writing her own books, and someone was like, "Oh, are these books true?" And she looks at the camera and goes, "No, you can even say it was a completely different person." Yeah, it's that
Is
was
that
the moment where I
last
almost.
one that Brendan Fraser was in?
I think that's the last one they did because the one after was a remake, like the reboot with Tom Cruise.
No.
Oh,
there was
Thomas
another
Cruise.
one with the Scorpion King.
Oh, those were
the
spin-offs.
second
That was a
one.
spin-off.
Oh, that was just. I never saw it, so I don't know.
The first one was enjoyable.
I love
Wait,
the first
the
one.
first Mummy?
No,
Oh.
the first
Scorpion
Scorpion
King.
King.
Never
was-
mind.
It was
Because
okay.
the first Mummy was actually good.
Yes, I really enjoy the second
Oh,
one too.
I watched that
I
movie.
didn't like it as much because I didn't like all the kid and all that stuff. I was just
Yeah.
like, can you just have another adventure and not take your wife along? And like not have to have the same characters? I mean, I just feel like
and I
go
didn't,
with the brand, with the franchise, like Indiana Jones. Just have a whole new girlfriend.
and I didn't like, and I thought they went too deep. They're like, oh, well, actually, you're a reincarnation of this character, and you're all this. I just thought it got so deep with its lore. I'm just like, keep it simple. We don't.
I thought it
just
was
felt-
cool, but yeah, convoluted and very
Very
I just
convoluted.
thought the
Coincidence.
first movie was so well done and such a perfect sort of
It's-
fun popcorn summer movie with just enough action and special effects.
a
and
Steven Summer
and
movie.
Steven
humor.
Sommers. I watch
There we
it.
go.
I watch it at least once a year.
What?
I mean,
The Mummy.
I will say
The
I
original?
run into it a lot on TV, and when I do, I'll watch
Oh,
it.
it
Yeah.
lives on TNT.
I mean, I will watch it. It has enough fun still to it. I like the whole. All right, so before we wrap this up, I saw yet another new trailer.
Didn't you say
for
you wanted to
Indiana
keep it
Jones.
short?
Not me. Oh, like my hair?
What hair?
There you go. I saw yet another new trailer for Indiana Jones.
Uh huh.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of different trailers
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
I stopped watching them.
I can't stop.
They're really trying to sell it.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, this month has been terrible for movies.
Yeah, it's
Pretty much everything is bombing that's not Spider-Verse. The Flash bomb this week.
Yeah, no.
The
Spider-Man.
Flash is gonna lo-
Oh, what was the other one that came
Elemental.
Elemental.
That one
Even
bombed,
Indiana
too.
Jones is tracking to bomb. Its tracking is going down like week by
Really?
week. Yeah.
Why do you think?
Fatigue. I think.
I just think there's too much out right now.
That too.
It's a very
Jam-packed,
compressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have. So we got Guardians, we got Spider-Verse, The Flash, Transformers, Elemental. What else is coming out? Indy, Oppenheimer,
Well,
Barbie,
Mission Impossible's coming
Mission
out.
Impossible.
But that's not till July, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, so that's
but
another
this is
round.
still all, and I think it just gets to the point now where like even studios are like battling themselves
Yeah.
with their releases. They're gonna release 2 studio films.
But that's been going on for years
I
and
mean,
years
like,
and years,
I'm-
and
no,
they
no,
all
no,
would
no, no,
make
no.
$200 million.
No, I mean like Warner Brothers. It's like 2 Warner Brothers movies are coming out, so they're competing with themselves. and
Like what?
Well, you
Mission?
usually
No, not Mission. What?
I don't know about
That's
right
just an
now, but
example. Like I'm saying, you have like Disney. Like some studios are dropping a lot of their own titles, and I think I agree with Frank. I think it's just too much coming out within a short period of time.
But I feel like Elemental as an example. I was reading this, so this is not actually my opinion. But they were like saying that this thing was tracking poorly way before it opened. They already
Yeah.
figured we're not going to make any.
I just think
This is not
Pixar
gonna do
movies
well.
nowadays is kind of like dropping.
Well, because I
The
think
Pixar?
well,
I don't know.
I think too because
I think you're
remember,
right.
Well, because
Yeah.
they're not. I mean, we had Lightyear. I think that was the last one. No, it's just because now you had it like
That
you know
one
when
did terribly too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it bombed when theaters opened again, and Disney was like, "Yeah, this Pixar movie is gonna come out." And then like a week before, 2 weeks, they're like, "Actually, it's going to Disney Plus." So
Yeah.
I think too, a lot of audiences are thinking they're like, "Oh, well, this
We'll just
movie
wait
it'll
it
be on
out."
Disney Plus in like a
Yep.
week, or it might be available at the same time."
I've seen that comment a lot for The Flash specifically because I'm a big DC fan, so I follow that fandom. And a lot of comments are like, "I'll just wait for Max." COVID really fucked up the theater.
I understand
experience.
that on certain kind of movies for sure. Like, I mean, this is really a bad example, but what was the Spielberg movie last year about his family? The
Fabelmans.
Fabelmans. Like something like that. I can see where you go, I'll just wait for it to stream. You don't
Yeah.
need to see that movie in a theater. For all due respect.
Yeah.
But if I want to see The Flash, I want to see it in a theater
Yeah.
because I want to at least give it its best go, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot more of people just wanting to watch it easily accessed, while there's like us who want to watch or get that theater experience. I think
Yeah.
there's less of that and more of like the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that, and that's where it's dying.
How much, Frank, do you think the hey DC's rebooting everything is affecting the box office?
I'm sure that's contributing to it.
but I don't think it's a main.
Not a big contribution, but
No.
I mean, as is the current DC franchise is very uneven. Lots of misses, not that many hits. So I think that's another reason why people would rather wait for streaming because they're
Yeah.
like, I don't need to spend money on this.
I have a question. Did you guys see
Yes.
the trailer for Craven or whatever it was?
It looks stupid.
It looks stupid. It's another not
No,
DC.
it's
It's
a
Marvel.
Sony Marvel.
Sony
It's
Marvel.
not even main Marvel. It's
It's
Sony
Sony.
Marvel.
From
It's
the
like in the
people
same
that brought
universe as
you
Spider-Man.
Morbius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Dan's
not
done.
digging this multiverse. I'm telling you right now.
like I said, I
I'm
think-
not digging. I can dig up anybody I want to because now I have multiverse. Oh, I can pull this old guy back and let him be. It's like, stop.
It was fun in the
Stop.
beginning when it was introduced.
Which
But-
movie?
I don't remember anymore.
Well, I mean,
one of those.
Spider-Man was
No
the
Way
first one where
Home.
I saw
I think
it
yeah,
happen.
No Way Home, and it was fine because the way
Yeah,
they
that's
did
the
it
first
was
time I
so much
saw it.
fun.
Yeah.
But now it's opened so many like possibilities
Yes.
that you just lose track. For me, at least,
That-
I
yeah.
don't have any.
Well, I think it's just an excuse to do anything
Yeah.
they want to.
and then
now.
they did
It's
it with like Doctor
Strange,
Doctor
more-
Strange. Yeah.
That's where I remember being in the theater, like I was in No Way Home. I'm like, this is really cool.
Right.
And then as soon as I thought that, I was like, oh my god, like
What
this
else
is
is gonna
the
come out?
ending.
Yeah.
This is like what have we done?
yeah. Yeah. The timeline.
Now, I think we talked about this already, but when I saw that, No Way Home, and then all the Spider-Mans converging on the rooftop, that whole scene, I just kept looking at, you know who I'm talking about, the first Spider-Man,
Toby.
going, wow, you were Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, he just...
20 years ago.
But it just didn't. It was a bad reminder.
You hated him that much, huh?
He just looked so wimpy and so not superhero at all.
Well,
I'm gonna refrain from saying
yeah, no, I'm
anything.
not gonna say anything.
Damn.
What's that?
I said I'm not gonna say anything.
Why? Talk to me. No.
We gotta talk about Evil Dead Rise.
No,
Been
I want
like-
to hear why you're not saying anything. What did I do to offend you about Tobey Maguire?
I really like Tobey Maguire
well,
as
he's a good
Spider-Man.
actor.
I
I'm
think
not
'cause
telling
we
he's not a
grew
good
up on it,
actor.
right?
I grew up with. I was like,
I saw it in the theaters when it came
me
out.
too. I was
Okay,
like,
and I
I was
was
like
an adult when I
was
did
like
it.
We
10
were
or
young.
11.
We
Like
were.
Adele
Okay,
said.
but don't make it sound like I'm going after him as a human being.
I'm not saying as a human being. I'm just saying I grew up watching those ones. Like those were like, I don't know, like
Do
some
you
of the
think
first
those are the
superhero.
best ones?
Uh,
I mean, they
I
could
think
be. I don't know.
I think Spider-Man 2 is probably it's in the top 5, maybe even top 3 for best like comic book movies ever made.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2's well, I have a
Well,
special.
you know I'm not a big Spider-man
well,
fan.
I also think too
just
Spider.
because he just is so
You don't like
emotional and cries
spiders.
all the
Yeah.
time. No, it's just because
Um,
it's so emotional all the time. Just grow up and beat up the bad guy.
Spider-Man 2 is also very sentimental because that's the film that got me into filmmaking.
Ew,
Was
really?
Spider-Man? Yeah.
Sorry.
Was Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
You remember when they used to do DVD on TV?
Can I just say wow again? Wow.
Remember when they used to do that DVD on TV?
No.
The hell does that mean?
I think they did it on like TNT.
When they did DVD on TV.
Oh,
What
okay.
does that
Thank
even
you.
mean?
Thank you.
I have no
That's
idea.
what they called it. It was on some cable
Yeah, it's
network.
DVD on TV.
And they would like on Saturday nights it'd be like DVD on TV. So like between commercial breaks, they would show like the bonus features.
I think
Oh.
I know what
Like
you're
the
talking
behind
about.
the
Actually,
scenes.
they
No.
had like a
When you explain yourself,
like a
I
host,
got it,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, they had a host. Yeah, it was like
It was
Joe
two
Bob
people.
Briggs. It used to be like kind of what
Oh,
he
have
used
you
to
seen
do.
Joe Bob Briggs stuff? I'm not gonna get into it. Never mind.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
fine.
Interesting. So what is the movie we're watching?
I don't. It's
I
something
know what
that
you
happened.
did last summer.
I was like something that
I know what
happened
you did last
year.
summer.
No,
I
we're,
know what you
I
did
know
last
what
summer.
you did.
We're
I
not-
still know what
we're
you did
not-
last summer.
I'll
always
always know. We're not supposed to talk about it.
We take it to the grave.
Do you have a log line?
I don't.
We
We,
never
don't
do.
do log
That's
lines.
not
We
ready?
do the back
Hold on.
of VHS
Okay, hold on.
tape.
I just need to say when we say log line, we always do it wrong.
It's the back.
So are we doing the back of the VHS?
Yes,
When
it's
I was
the
listening to
back.
our old episodes, we say that. We say, oh, the,
We-
Where's
we
that
did it a
VHS
little
tape I'm
bit.
looking for?
that's some
Why does it
recycled.
sound like
that's
a-
some recycled
for
VHS covers.
for
Some
all,
old tapes.
From all you listeners out there, thank you for continuing to listen, and we acknowledge maybe the mistake, but we were just seeing if you all were paying attention.
Do it.
What was
I
your
don't pay
Do it.
mistake?
attention.
We
Do
kept
it
saying
now.
log line when it
Do
should have been
it
back of
good.
VHS tape.
Just like you should.
Yes.
And I'm just killing time while I find the VHS tape. All right, here we go. So,
Neck.
back of my back. Okay, let me get that VHS tape.
What the
I blew the
hell?
dust off of it. Sorry. A year after
You don't
running.
have to play along.
Don't encourage him.
I'm just trying to help.
A year after running over a fisherman and dumping his body in the water, four friends reconvene when Julie, Jennifer Love Hewitt,
That's too many.
receives a frightening letter telling her that their crime was seen. While pursuing who he thinks is responsible for the letter, Barry is run over by a man with a meat hook. Oh my God, this is giving the whole plot.
Wait, are you sure?
The
you're
bloodletting
reading?
only increases from there as the killer on the hook continues to stalk.
Okay, let's stop.
I stopped.
Stop
Yeah.
there.
When
Okay.
there's-
Wait, did
Here.
it keep going after that?
I don't know. It says more.
Let me
I mean,
see.
the back
Don't
of the
open
Let me see.
more.
No.
No,
We'll
I
have
did.
nothing
It
to
stops.
discuss.
No, I know. I'm not asking.
So I would love to go around, and I would love to hear the first time you saw the movie, and what your, if there were any pre-thoughts before you saw it, or if you have any story to tell around the first time you saw it, that'd be cool. The movie came out in 1997. Interestingly enough, that was a year after the first Scream movie, right?
Yes.
That was
Yes.
96?
A Scream.
Okay, well, we can discuss that later. But anyway, it came out in 97. I probably saw it. I know I watched it on VHS with friends. And that would be like probably with like a Friday night with 2 or 3 other friends. We used to do that. We would like pick a movie, get together, have a few drinks, watch the movie. But we would also chat a lot. So it was more of an excuse to kind of get together and make fun and laugh and whatever movie we were going to watch.
And now you're doing a podcast.
So that was
about it.
probably a year after it came out, maybe 98, or maybe it was late 97. I don't know. How fast did movies go to
That was
VHS
like a year.
back
It used
then?
to be
I was
like a
gonna
year.
ask you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was probably like 98 when we saw it.
It used to take forever for it to come
Yeah,
on
it was a year.
So-
VHS.
And then it was like 6 months.
Yeah,
and
I
then it
don't-
was 3 months.
And then it
now
was
it's
like
next
summer,
week.
and then by
now it's
Christmas
next
it would
week.
be. Well, now it just you just wait around that day. You can probably see it
If
that
you miss
night.
it opening, if you miss it opening weekend, you're gonna just see it.
Exactly.
Hey, you want a free movie?
But I remember.
I ran into one of those guys one time when I was in high school. And
It's called the flea market.
No, it wasn't because no, we were at high school and the thing is like, I was in a magnet school, so we took the school bus. So I got off the school bus and we got dropped off at another school. So we were there walking and we're getting off the school bus and we just hear and I was like, what the heck? It sounded like someone jumped out of a tree and this like kid goes, DVDs. He's like, I have
Was
DVDs.
that you?
He's like, do you guys want this movie? He's like, I got this movie. He's like, but this one here, I can't give it to you. It's like, because it's my uncle's DVD, and he's going to get mad at me. It was just this random DVDs guy that started saying DVDs. We never saw him again. Yes.
Can I finish my pre-thoughts?
Sorry, Sam interrupted you, and I interrupted Sam.
What the hell?
I'm just joking.
I'm actually done. I remember the setup vividly. I couldn't remember anything after it. So when I was watching the movie, and we'll get into that, but that's the one thing, and I think Anyway, I'm going to stop because I have plenty to say. Go ahead.
You have thoughts?
Well,
I have thoughts.
It was the year of our Lord, 1997. And I didn't see this movie for probably a good while after it came out. But I remember, like, I don't know, like, I always associated, like, the 90s with, like, this franchise. Like, it was huge. Like, I didn't know what it was, but I knew the title. It was like, ooh, I know what you did last summer. Like, I was like, this is going to be, like, I was in, like, second grade when it came out. So it was always like, oh, this is, like, the movie that's going to define us. It was like this and The Faculty.
Oh,
Which
Oh,
was
The
like
Faculty.
really big, and then I think maybe Scream, but it's actually kind of funny. So, associated with this, it's like I knew there was just someone with a hook, as a hand or something for the killer. So me being naive, I want to call it naive. I remember when this movie came out, and I was staying after school one day. And you know they had like the after school coaches.
I don't like where this is going.
So they were there, and
I don't either.
And there were these two girls arguing
Oh,
or something.
no.
So they went to the coach, and they were like, "This person was being mean to me." Blah blah blah. They called me a hooker, and I thought that meant like
In Travis's mind.
In my mind, it was like, oh, you were saying that like they had a hook for a hand, or they were the I know what you did last summer. I was naive. I
I
didn't know
wouldn't
what
call it
that.
naive. I would just call it Travis's
That
mind.
was me.
This
in
was high school, right?
Last week.
no, this was while I was watching the movie.
Was this at CSUN when this happened?
Sea Moon. It's nighttime.
Okay.
But no, this is when I was in second grade. I've probably seen this maybe like half a dozen. I don't know when the first time I saw it was.
Yeah,
Randomly.
this would be. Yeah. How about you, Sam? Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Fully last 2 days ago.
Okay.
Because
Really?
it was one of those movies where I was like really scared of everything. So
That's
I
right.
couldn't differentiate between like a movie about ghosts and like a thriller, you know? So I just thought it was altogether something scary. So I stayed away from it. Don't point at me. And then it would always be on cable. So I'd see snippets because my mom loves these kind of movies, but I was just too scared to watch it. That's it.
It was Sam. Did it almost remind you? It was almost like it was almost like a Bloody Mary thing. It's like ooh, Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
It was like almost like an urban legend.
Oh.
I thought it
Well,
was.
they have a whole urban legend in the movie.
Uh-huh.
That-
Right.
And there's
that
a movie
is-
called Urban
That
Legend.
is an urban legend. That
Yeah.
whole fire around the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right.
from my own childhood. We told that exact story.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching, going, "Wow,
Dan, did you
Kevin,
ever,
dude,
Dan, did you ever
You-
hit
but-
someone with a car when?
okay,
you were-
that's none of your business." Okay, Frank, do
Take
you
it.
remember the first time you saw this movie?
I don't remember exactly the first time, but I do remember the era. It was the 90s.
The
Was
year
it
of our
the
Lord and
era in your
Savior.
ways? See what I did? Thank you.
No, don't encourage him.
You too.
Well, don't. Someone asked this. No one encourages me, so I was like, maybe
It was
it's not
in the
encouraging
early
Dan.
noughts.
He'll start.
The early aughts.
Early, what?
Aught 1, aught 2.
We're so unhinged today.
Yeah, we are. Well, I mean,
All the time.
fairly
Not a lot goes on in this movie.
appropriate for
No.
this movie.
We have time to sidetrack
can
a
wing
little.
it.
We can wing it.
We've been.
So, I do remember this was one of the first movies I saw when I started getting into horror films, and I didn't know anything about the writer or any of that. I just saw this long title, "Hook for a Hand
A hooker?
Killer," and I was intrigued. I remember when I was a kid, I would draw that poster, the theatrical poster, because I thought it looked so cool.
I have it right here.
And no, there's not really a lot else to say. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that it was a slasher with a killer with a hook for a hand.
Did anyone see Scary Movie before they saw this
Yes.
movie?
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I couldn't get out of my head. when I
Oh
was
no!
watching
Every time,
it.
like even when I was watching it, like, and that's why I think Scary Movie like does such a good job at spoofing something. It's not in your face, like the whole like pageant scene. I just think it's funny on its own. And then when I saw, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I was like, oh my god, it's parroting.
For me, it was when Jennifer Love Hewitt was like going around in circles. I'm like, wait, that's Scary Movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then even like the character who like the model, the one who's in the pageant in Scary Movie, her name is Buffy.
Oh yeah, isn't it like Buffy? Wait, what was her last name? Buffy Summers or
I don't
no?
remember.
Whatever.
I Know
But
What You
yes.
Did Last Summer.
Hey, just refresh me. When does Jennifer Love Hewitt run around in circles? What part of the
What are
movie is
you
that?
waiting for?
It was when
What
she-
are you?
It's the part where the principal jumps off the. Oh wait, no, that was Scary Movie.
No,
No,
it was
seriously,
when. Yeah,
what
no,
part
no.
is that?
She was going to. Oh crap! She was going to Sarah Michelle Gellar's house because she got her hair chopped off.
Right?
Yes.
I remember
So
that.
she was going there, and she kept hearing this noise in the back of her trunk.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember. Sorry.
When did you watch this?
I watched it last night. For one of the
Did you
first
fall
times
asleep?
ever, I
Did you fall
actually
asleep?
watched it last night after you said, when did you watch that movie last night? I
Is
said, I
it-
watched it a week ago. And I said, oh, I'll watch it the
Is
night
that
before.
why
See if that
last-
helps at all.
Is that why I got a text last night? So Drew and I know what you did last summer, right?
Just wanted to make sure.
You were like about to
Just
press
wanted
go.
to make sure I was watching the right movie.
So I will start off by saying that this movie is very particularly 90s, and
Way.
there's not a lot going on,
No.
but it is very entertaining, even though it's,
It is.
I don't know, it's kind of hard
Can
to
we
like
talk about the
No,
those
verbalize.
I 100% agree with you.
It's
I
very
think
simple, right?
It's very simple, but it's a great setup.
Yeah, the
I mean,
fir-
it is a great setup, and it does it very well. What I meant is the idea is a great setup.
Mm-hmm.
The execution of the idea is is really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And even just standing in the road yelling at each other, and you sort of see this unfold and see this sort of where you go, okay, I buy this. I
Yeah.
buy that they would do this based on how this kind of all unfolds.
Did you read the book?
No, I didn't.
This was based on a book.
That's great. I didn't read it.
I didn't either. I didn't know that. I always forget it's based off a
But
book.
it's yeah.
I
yeah,
will agree.
rewatching it. Oh, sorry. Go.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, gonna say, rewatching it. I think the thing that stands out the most is just how, not grounded, but genuine the breakup of the group feels. Like,
Really?
I think so. I think
didn't feel that.
a year on, like, I definitely like feel that. Oh, like they drifted apart. Like it doesn't seem like they all want to be
Okay,
back
yeah.
in the same room together.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It becomes very melodramatic.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
Especially I'm sorry, hang on one second. Especially the first segment with Jennifer Love Hewitt and her mom. Just that
Yeah.
whole sequence. It's like, what happened to you? Well, I mean, come on. This can't be a year later. This didn't happen at college. This happened a month before they went to college.
She was
so
like, "Are you on drugs?"
yeah, it was just so.
It
and
felt very,
Jennifer
like-
looks so. I'm so haggard
And
and
yeah,
tired now.
it
I haven't
just
slept
reminded
in a
me.
year.
It reminded me of like a Dare commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, very much.
Are you on drugs?
Very much.
Well, it's like a fried egg on,
Yeah.
on the couch.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sorry, can I rewind a little bit?
Yeah.
And I'll agree. No, I think like right
Go for it, man.
Right from the opening shot where it's like kind of like the crane shot or like the helicopter shot when it like shows the beach and the water and
Yes.
the credits come up and it has like that angsty like
Yeah.
90s music. I was thinking after seeing like Lost Boys and later I was like, oh my god, like this is the Lost Boys for a new generation.
Degrassi, the next
That's what I was
generation.
thinking because you have like the angsty 90s song. You have them like hanging out on a beach. You have them at a carnival.
You remember
There's,
hanging
like,
out on a beach,
There's
right?
like fireworks.
I do.
And
Sure,
then,
sitting around the fire and
then-
telling the hook story.
Yes.
And then we get one of I think is the total opposite of the character he played in a newer TV show. Is you get
Johnny Galecki.
you got Johnny Galecki. You played like the rich, like douchey.
No, he wasn't rich.
No, I'm sorry. No,
No.
he told the guy you play the rich guy. Yeah. No, he had a pickup
Whoa,
truck.
dude. When did you watch this movie?
The last time.
I'm just
No,
jumping on you because
I've actually
accused
seen.
me.
No, I've seen it twice recently. So
in
yes,
a row.
I had enjoyed since you brought up Johnny Galecki. One of the other things I enjoyed about the movie was just
is
seeing
that?
he plays the
The
guy who
friend.
gets the first guy who gets killed. The friend who
and
gets
he was
killed.
in the pickup truck where it's like you
He was
starting
the-
to play.
yeah.
He was also the son in Christmas Vacation, but he was a kid then. He was on Big Bang Theory. He was the lead on
Leonard,
Big Bang
yes.
Theory.
Okay.
And he was also, I think, on Roseanne.
He was in
He was the
Roseanne.
boyfriend.
He
He was
a
the
lot of things.
boyfriend.
He's had a really good career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really good career. I think it was fun just seeing all these actors young.
Yeah.
I mean, just realizing, wow. I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar and
Brian
of course,
Phillippe.
Of course,
It's
my favorite, Love Hewitt.
It's such a '90s group.
It is.
Oh,
It's such a throwback.
there was a period where really oddly enough, it wasn't this movie as I was watching it, but after this movie, when she got a little older, I guess, I thought she was pretty hot.
Who?
There was-
Jennifer
Love Hewitt had a very hot period when she
I
got
don't know.
about 10 years older than
I
this
felt like
movie.
her in
Oh,
this
her
movie.
Ghost Whisperer era?
Yes, that exactly.
I
Ghost
forgot
Whisperer.
about that.
That and during that series, she was at her.
Her prime time.
I'm just mean just in her
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. She was
Yeah.
definitely prime time then.
I thought she was gorgeous in this one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's really pretty, but
'Cause she's,
she
like,
looks
all
so
natural.
she looks so haggard in
Oh.
that first scene with Mom. Are you on drugs?
I will say between this and the first Scream, the parent scenes, the parent dialogue is not.
Not there.
Same
No.
writer? Same writer?
No.
Might be the same writer.
Williamson.
I know. Which kind of like, it's like I said, like all these. From seeing this one now, I'm like all these movies that like I knew as a kid that I'm like, hey, I kind of like these. Like I'm like, hey, this kind of has like the tone of the '90s. I'm like, oh, okay, these were all written by the same person.
Was Jennifer Love? Did she do anything before this one?
I don't.
I mean, she probably
think
did
so.
something. This was the movie.
That
The
got
movie
her?
that I think we all went, oh, that's Jennifer Love Hewitt. Or I mean, I think
Right.
this is what
It
put
gave her the name.
Yeah, put her name out
Because
there
Sarah
for
Michelle
sure.
Gellar, she was doing Buffy at this
She
point,
had already
right?
done Buffy.
She was in
And-
Party of Five.
Oh
before.
wow.
And you know what I was thinking while seeing these characters like walking along the beach? I was like, wow, you know, I could totally see them being the Scooby Doo.
When I was a kid, I went away to sleepaway camp.
Oh.
We all
Oh,
we all had to do sleepaway camp at least one, because my dad thought that was important. You know, because he had been a Boy Scout and did sleepaway camp every summer when he was growing up. Well, what the counselors would do is they'd put us around the fireplace at night, and then they would tell scary stories. And the one that would really stick with me was The Hook. They tell the story of the young couple. They were down there by the lake. They take you down there. And when you hear the train, they have us all timed out. A train comes by towards the end of the story. That's when the Hook, he jumped off the train. And then they have the sound some counselors doing. And they scare the crap out of you.
Go
You
to
know,
bed
the
now.
Hook is scratching on the outside of the door with a young couple. What is it? They drive off. They come back. He goes to open her door, and the Hook is caught inside the door. So then you would go back to your cabin, in your bunk bed cabins, and go to bed. And then the counselor would really start doing you in by doing the little Hook sound outside the wall and the windows and stuff. I'm like 8 years old. This scared the freaking crap out of me.
I'm gonna need
Like
to.
you would just lay in bed staring at the ceiling, hoping you were alive in the morning.
Yeah, I would pee my pants.
Right, you couldn't do this today.
They
No.
You could not do this to
No.
children today.
We had that sort of, but mine was like the lazier version, where like one year
Yours was by the pool at the
yeah, no,
apartment
mine
building.
was the like mine is like the Sci-Fi Channel version of yours, like knockoff Asylum films. Is I remember I went to a summer camp once, and they just straight up they were like, oh yeah, you see the cabin up there, you go up there. We're like, yeah, they were like, oh, the psycho killer lives over there.
And that was it.
That was it.
There was always that one cabin that nobody was using
Yeah.
anymore because they were probably renovating it. That was the cabin
Yeah.
where Bloody Mary went in and chopped the heads off of all the children.
or
And you can see the blood in there. If you never take red paint and put stuff on, this is sick stuff.
Well,
Fun.
because
I
for
went to summer
us-
school.
Yeah, for
That's
us,
all.
because for us it
That
was
was
like
traumatizing in enough.
it was a true camping woodsy. They're like, oh, you all are being woodsy. So, you know, there was like no electricity. There was no any of this. So I found out they didn't want us to go near the cabin. One day I snuck and I was walking and I see a blue light. I'm like, what's that blue light? Look, it was the like input screen on like a TV.
It was a horror house.
And that,
No, that's a red light. Sorry.
no. And I was like, oh my God, they don't want us near that cabin because that's a dark. They have a TV and satellite dish in there. That's why they were telling us about being woodsy and they got it. They're watching TV.
Party of Five.
That's
They were
very
watching Party
good.
of Five.
Anyway, so I just want to throw that in. When they were telling that story around the campfire, I went,
I know
oh my
this.
God, that's the same story I was told as a child.
You've lived
So
this.
obviously Kevin Williamson, also as
Yeah.
a child, was probably told that story.
Yeah.
It was
You-
funny that they were all like trying to retell the story themselves because they just couldn't get it right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they were all drunk, too.
Yeah. What were you
Don't
gonna
drink
say?
and drive.
What were you gonna say?
Or do drink and drive.
I don't know.
No, don't drink and drive.
Well, if you want to run over a fisherman.
Do drink and drive.
I
So
love
the
that.
guy
No.
at the beginning, he was sitting on the cliff and flipping the little, what is that, little charm thing?
Yeah.
That was-
Uh-huh.
That's the guy that they thought they ran over.
Oh, your cat.
Yeah.
Your kitty. Whoa.
Right?
Your kitty's
I'm
Yes.
trying
getting,
to get this sort of straight in my
Your
head. 'Cause I
cat's
got a little
getting-
confused
It does
later
get
in
a
the
little
story.
convoluted, yeah.
it's getting brave.
Oh, that's Gilmore.
Hi, Gilmore.
Where are the girls?
Or where's Happy?
There you go.
Um,
Where are the girls?
I'm sorry,
I get
Freddie
it.
Prinze Jr. cannot act.
No.
I
couldn't-
You can't hide his way out of a
He's
paper
not, he's
bag.
not a good actor.
I
He's a
could
good
not
looking
take
guy.
him seriously.
Hold on.
Yeah.
For me, it was Ryan Phillippe. Whenever he would freak
Boy,
out,
he's not good.
he's not good.
Was he good in anything?
I actually liked him in Cruel Intentions.
I've never seen
No,
Oh, no?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
that. I don't even know the title.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's in that one, too.
Yeah.
I forgot the other girl.
Well, I like her because I really liked Buffy.
Reese Witherspoon.
I really
Yes.
liked the first movie.
Or Reese
Yeah,
without
the
his
I
vampire
thought she was
killer.
really good in this. I felt
She's
like
fun.
I felt like I would have rather followed her as the lead than
Who?
Julie.
Then
I d-
Jennifer Love
Yeah,
Hewitt.
no, there's like as
They
a
both
character.
had 3 names, so it was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
As a character, I think she's more interesting than.
But I feel like
they
because
actually
of,
were
like,
3 different characters.
because of like the trope, they have to follow the innocent girl.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. They do the same thing in the well, not the same thing, but I felt like it was a little more jarring for me in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. They still followed Nancy, but Nancy as a character was just kind of bland, and I would have preferred if they followed the friend who they ended up killing, because it was just much more interesting. They do the same thing in the Scream TV series. The lead in that is also fairly boring and not really that good.
Don't
as
you
a
think
character.
maybe they want you to have like sympathy for them?
Yeah, but see, that's
Not working
no,
for you?
no. I think Scream did that really well, where you follow a character who you can have sympathy for, and who's not boring.
True.
I
you know?
think
Yeah.
Frank, just the entire Nightmare on Elm Street remake itself is just boring, bland, uninteresting.
I think it has some interesting ideas. I just don't think it lands
yeah,
very well.
I like,
Hold on.
But anyway,
Yeah,
Can
let's
I-
not.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm just saying let's not divert to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So-
feel like we're sort of jumping around in the story a little bit. I
No,
mean,
we-
which is fine. I don't see
No.
I have to go scene by
Oh,
scene.
no.
no,
Dan,
You know,
I'm
the
just talking
setup is-
overall about the character.
Yeah, this-
we're staying in the beginning. We're going from 1 year later to the beginning, so we're in the same 20 minutes.
I
But
don't know where
anyway.
we are. We set up all the characters. Its graduation is coming, or they've already graduated. They're about
Yes.
to go off to college. Sarah Michelle Gellar wins the beauty contest. They're celebrating. They all go to the beach. They're drunk. They get in the car. What's his name's too drunk to drive, so Freddie Prinze takes the keys. Blah blah blah. They're having a good time driving down. I liked the way it was shot.
Oh, yeah.
that whole
Oh, yeah.
sequence. I
Same.
mean, like all the exterior stuff and the
Right.
car and the way they would cut in and out. And then wham bam, they hit what they think is a deer, and then they find a boot and find the guy.
They hit a boot.
I
And
love
they
that.
can't
Yeah.
recognize
Yeah.
him.
We
They
hit
can't
a
recognize him
boot.
because he was smashed in the face.
I love she's like
Oh, the
look,
boot's great.
Look, and she picks it. We hit a boot.
and then this, I thought, really well executed scene takes place. Where we go from what do we do, arguing with each other about we should tell the cops, we can't call the cops, I'll be ruined if I call the cops, you'll be ruined, and this realization of, okay, we're going to have to get rid of this guy, and then they drag him down to the water, and he's not dead.
Well,
Dun, dun,
I even
dun.
thought
I
was
don't
really
think I
cool too.
skipped anything
Because
important.
no, I'm just gonna go back a little. I wouldn't have thought of that too. What I think was pretty cool too was that obviously the guy, like, his face is all bloody and
Right.
like what do you do? And they're like, oh, let's pretend he's like throwing up over the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
Oh,
like
that
drank
scene
too much.
when-
I
when
was like,
Galecki pulls up.
Yeah,
I
when
forgot about
Galecki
that.
pulls
You're right.
up,
That
I
was
like,
actually
oh,
really
that's
cool.
Actually,
That was
yeah.
cool. Really cool. I mean, I think I'm telling you this from the beginning, which I agree was very it had this very 90s feel to
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and it's always I was thinking about this too. It's always in these small towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always like to set everything in a small town.
Yeah.
It can't happen here.
And it kind of, I think it's because
Already
it keeps it
did.
very. It adds a scare element to it
Yeah.
when it's in a small
smaller.
town.
Yeah.
It's like the Evil Dead. It's in a cabin. You know what I mean? There's a sense of I'm
Isolation.
trapped.
Well-
A small town feels isolated.
Yeah.
So this had that same feel. Go ahead. Travis.
Dan, I'm just a small town girl.
Okay. So.
Go on.
So they go through this whole. I also love when he's not dead and then they push him into the water, but then he takes the crown and so
Oh, yeah.
That
he
part was-
dives in to go get the crown.
Yeah, that part was
And
scary.
That was cool underwater. That was really cool.
I think the first 20 minutes is super cool.
Does that cover the whole first
That's the
20
first
minutes?
20
Do you
minutes,
think
yeah.
that's
Yeah, I timed it.
to him actually to a
To,
point
Yeah.
the
to
whole
the
thing
1
off
year
is
later,
20
later,
is 20 minutes.
it's 20 minutes.
That's a solid 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, when I saw this years ago, on VHS with friends, I remembered that opening and thinking that was cool. I didn't remember anything else. And as we go through the rest of the movie, I know why I really didn't remember anything else, because I think what happened was we just kept talking more and more and having more fun and conversation. That movie became more and more background.
Yeah.
And we only stopped when, I think someone's going to get killed. Let's watch this part.
And
So
then-
this time I actually watched it.
And then it says 1 year. Oh,
How different was were your expectations for that remaining, 2/3 of the movie versus what you kind of remember?
Very different.
Really?
Yeah, because I think I thought, I don't want to really give anything away about my feelings. I think I thought the movie was going to be more scary than just kind of fun, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't think this movie is really scary.
after.
I mean, I think the first 20 minutes is great, but I didn't find it scary. I did find it intriguing. I mean, I wanted to know what was going on. I certainly wanted to figure out who it was, which is another Kevin Williamson sort of thing coming
the
off of
whodunit.
Scream. He likes these whodunits, which is I really appreciate, because as we talked about the previous movie that we just went up, X, one of my, I guess, complaints was we kind of ran out of plot and just became a kill fest. This movie, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, you can say maybe it runs out of plot, but it maintains itself as a mystery. So you're with it to the end, because you got to find out, well, who is it that's doing it? Who's doing all these kills? Not maybe as well. The journey maybe not as well worked out and defined as like Scream. Felt a bit thin compared to Scream. If
Yeah.
Dan, now that you said you had seen this movie, the first, in 1998 or whatever, now seeing it again, being, okay, I got to watch this movie, your typical pre-thoughts, I got to watch this movie because we're covering it in the podcast. Having that know now and being like, hey, this is Kevin Williamson, were you thinking, well, maybe, when I tried to watch it in 1998, I didn't have the right mindset. Now, were you thinking maybe there's going to be a satire element to it? Maybe there's going to be some meta-ness to it? Did you think that at all when...
No, I was actually very grateful that wasn't in there.
Okay, cool.
Because I would have been very disappointed if they were sitting around the campfire talking about scary movies.
These are the rules.
I mean, they did in a way. They talked about a scary story, but they didn't sit there and just reference
Dwell on
scary
it,
movies.
yeah.
When you're at a campfire, you got to follow certain rules.
Right, they didn't
if you
do
hit
that.
someone, the car.
So I was glad that didn't happen. But I
I watched.
don't want to keep talking. Let's go run.
I watched Scream again last week.
What were other people's thoughts about after the first 20
mine
minutes,
is
or how
after
it
the
kind of unfold?
Unfouled.
Undressed? Unfouled?
Unfolded.
For me-
Unfolded.
For me,
Unhooked.
Unchained.
There you go. Unhooked.
For me, after the first 20 minutes, like I said, it was, and it's not a bad thing. It was a very tone shift, which I understand because it's a year later, and they kind of the music changes. It's kind of the guitar. I'm almost imagining all the small things, playing the Blink-182 song, and it's hey, what's everyone up to now? And you kind of see this Gilmore Girls town, and the
gazebo.
the gazebo, the boy, not the boyfriend, the guy's Freddie Prinze Jr. is hey, I work at this fish place, and like I said, it feels very much of a, hey, we're kind of moving away from the 90s Kevin Williamson, and it kind of feels more like we're very much in the early 2000s now, late 90s.
With the shift?
With the shift, with the
Did it?
aesthetic. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like it shifted a little.
I didn't notice that.
Well, you haven't seen as many movies as I
I
have.
thought
but
it was. I just thought it was. Just okay. None of them have gone where they're gonna go. He's not doing, because they're all rid or carrying the burden of what they did. So their careers, or their
Amateurs.
life,
Their past is
lives-
haunting them.
Right, their lives are not moving forward.
But
she didn't go to New York and become an
And
actress.
I love-
he didn't, go to college.
I loved her reveal the most when she was at her sister's or her father's store. And then when Jennifer Love, who was hey, what's her name? Sarah's character? Buffy.
No, Helen. Helen Shivers.
When she was
Helen,
oh,
you look like a
can I
Helen.
talk to Helen? Or do you have Helen's new number? We'll talk to Helen right here. She's right here. And then you come out and she comes out. I don't know. I like
Yeah,
that.
but I kind
Got
of
losers over there.
yeah.
I kind of like that because it's something we see it in movies where it's everyone at the beginning of the movie is oh, I'm gonna leave this place behind. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
Here are
I'm
my
gonna be an
dudes. And then it's like,
actress, yeah.
actually, I'm not.
Right,
It's
reality
like,
sets
yeah,
in.
they were like,
Yeah.
hey, we never have to deal with this like burden again because we're never gonna come back to
Yeah.
this town anyways. It's like, well, a year later, you're still here,
You're
and the guy is
gonna
maybe
make
still.
it after all.
The guy's still in the water. Maybe they found him.
And then she throws her hat up in the air and it freezes.
But no, I don't know. I kind of like when movies do that.
Yeah, when they subvert that.
Well, then you must have loved this movie.
You'll see in my final thoughts.
so serious.
tuned.
So we're back. Jennifer Love Hewitt gets a little letter that her mom gives her after she says, "Are you on drugs?" And she opens the letter and it says,
Rehab.
"What does it say, Frank? What's the letter
It says,
I know.
I know.
I know what you did." Isn't that what it
Last
says?
summer.
I know what you did.
Last
It doesn't say
summer.
last summer. Just I know what you did.
Oh,
It does.
I didn't watch the movie.
I know.
Would you? No. She opened the letter. Says the letter says, "Would you steal a car?"
So she goes and starts hunting down everybody to say, "Hey, man, I think we got a problem here."
We're getting the band back together.
And
Yeah, basically.
only, and
Everyone has their own little like threatening messages.
yeah.
I think at this point is when I hate Ryan Phillippe's character.
Why?
Cause like when the girls go over to his house, he's like, "What are you doing here?" It's like, you can be a little bit nicer, sir.
It wasn't the part where he was choking
He's up in
Julie
the
and
balcony
going.
looking down.
Yeah. What happened?
It wasn't the part where he was choking Julie, going, "We take this to our graves."
It's
See,
That
like,
was still fine.
it
And
was
he
just
was
like-
the guy that was making them
yeah,
do all this.
Right. You're like
Yeah.
his aggressiveness was, it overheld the whole group, and it was just so annoying.
Yeah,
because
I didn't
was definitely
it was
a
annoying because
douchebag.
he wasn't good.
Yeah, but I felt
That's
like he
part
could
of the problem.
And like
Yeah.
you said, it's not the actor; it could be the writing. But I just felt
I
like
think it's also
very
probably
much.
the
It's
actor.
both.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
both. I don't
Absolutely.
I don't know that he's that great of an actor. We know that Freddie Prinze isn't that great of an actor, but I mean it wasn't great dialogue,
No.
I just think too.
which surprised me a little bit, honestly.
right.
I just think too.
Sorry, really quick, this was before
I
Scream or after Scream.
This is after. This
This
is like
is after.
his next
After,
movie,
okay.
This
right?
was right after.
Was
like,
this his next
Oh.
movie?
yeah,
This was-
right after.
Yeah,
I think
so-
he sold this off the back of Scream
Yeah,
being so
he did.
successful.
Okay.
So then I don't know what other movies he wrote outside of the Scream movies
Urban
and
Legend.
this.
Did he really write Urban Legend?
Yes.
Oh,
How is
Didn't
that?
he?
Oh, wow.
How's the script for that?
Why do I always think
I
he
like
wrote
Urban
that?
Legend.
I don't know, but I think
Because I
we've
was
got-
wondering how much Wes Craven influenced his writing, meaning like, you know how it is when you write a screenplay. Now the director gets his hands on it, and then
Yeah.
he brings people in. You don't know how far
And then the
removed
studio
Kevin
intervenes.
Williamson is from the actual finished product, or how close he is. Or in this movie, was this closer to his finished product, or was it further removed by whatever the director did and changed and fixed?
Right.
I think
in
this
film,
early,
you
yeah.
just don't know.
Because he did executive produce the last two Screams, even though he didn't write them. So I would assume that.
But I have to say, given the Scream movies, knowing that he had written this screenplay, I'm not gonna say more intrigued, but I was definitely more like, okay. I guess my expectations were definitely
A little bit higher.
a little bit higher for
Yeah.
sure.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, mine is so far removed. But I was just gonna say like we're so far away. I just think I mean bad actor. You just saying bad actor. Donald. I just think too his problem too. He just doesn't have any range. The guy we were saying.
I don't think he has a lot of likability.
That's what
I
I'm
remember.
saying, yeah.
I remember watching Crash, which is not a great movie,
And it
but
won Best Picture.
I also remember not liking him
Oh,
in that
that's
either.
right. He was in Crash. I was trying to remember
Yes.
what big movie I'd seen him in. Okay.
I don't think I've seen much of him
Yeah.
besides Cruel Intentions. That's just him being smoldering. And he was an attractive guy.
No, I think he got stabbed.
But Frank, because I actually have no idea about this. Do you know anything or how close or what the book that this was based off?
It's fairly close.
Yeah.
It was a 70s book. Actually, the TV series adapts the book a little
They
more.
did a TV series
And
off
Yes,
of
they
TV,
did.
right?
No, I believe it was actually either Hulu or Amazon. They did it like 2 years ago, and it was not that good.
summer on NBC.
See it all. Stream it all at once. Find out all at once.
But the book is also about Julie James, and she also gets a letter that says, "I know what you did last summer."
Yeah, because I'm almost wondering, like, if sorry, Frank, I'm totally cutting off.
It's okay, you do it all the time.
I
I'm
know.
just kidding.
He's not kidding.
Oh yeah, Helen is also in this. Yes.
In the TV show?
Oh no, in the book.
In the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the part of me was like, did they bring in Kevin Williamson to kind of like, since you said 70s, like update the book a little more, maybe kind of make a satire out of it a little bit?
It's
Really
funny.
feel-
it
did you
changed?
feel like a satire to you?
No. I'm saying, like I said, like I'm saying, it's not, no, not a, I'm saying because you said you don't know, like, oh, like how much of Williamson, what was changed? I was like,
Yeah.
well, how much of it? I'm thinking maybe it could have, and then they were like, we don't want to do that. We want to change it. That's what I'm just trying to say. I
Well-
don't think this is a satire at all.
No,
No.
not
I
at
think you're
all.
using the wrong word. Maybe updating it because it was from
Well, I
the
was gonna say
70s.
both. I was gonna say both.
Oh, okay.
So he was approached to write this, and then it was rushed into production when Scream was successful.
Yeah.
But this is his straightforward slasher, in comparison to Scream, which was more of the satire.
So was he writing Scream and this one at the same time? Scream 2?
No. Oh
Huh.
wait, maybe, potentially.
Maybe that's why Scream 2 sucked, Dan. Because he was
Maybe.
busy writing both.
I think he was a bit
figured
busy.
it out.
He was running a little thin that year.
No,
Yeah.
We figured it
was
out.
the. I mean, I'm gonna say like
I think both projects probably suffered.
he was
Yeah.
the 90s.
I think
he
it was
put-
writing. I'm not talking about.
I think
yeah,
he
yeah.
put more
obviously.
energy into
no,
this though.
yeah.
That year. Yeah.
Dan, he was the like I don't know, like if you were to say like who defined like 90s horror, I'm always gonna say I was like Kevin Williamson, like
Yeah.
he was the big name,
No, you're right.
and yeah,
And he did it with only 2 movies. Well, 3
Well,
technically.
I have to also say, watching like this movie and it had. I might have to explain myself. There was a certain almost Hitchcockian sort of feel to this movie. Not that I'm comparing it to a Hitchcock movie in terms of quality, but
the way it's shot.
Moods.
kind of the moods,
The
the
atmosphere, yeah.
location. You know, there were certain sequences and scenes that felt very much like a way Hitchcock. And I was thinking,
Suspenseful.
Kevin Williamson, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure in his writing or his what appealed to him, I'm sure if you asked him, he would probably like Alfred Hitchcock because there's something very Alfred Hitchcock about the way he tells stories and writes them and sets them and the characters' relationships. Because think about like Psycho. I mean, it's a slasher movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And it has, all its twists and turns and big surprise ending and all that stuff. But I think Williamson would have gotten along very well with Alfred Hitchcock as a writer. I think I could
Yeah.
see that marriage absolutely working.
Yeah, I think so too. Like even you're saying, I don't know, like something that always sticks out about this movie too is like when they're driving and the whole like canyons and everything. I'm like, that's straight out of a Hitchcock.
Or the scene with the fireworks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
In the
so
town.
Hitchcock.
Yeah, no, it
I mean,
totally. the guy
that-
sitting there in the beginning.
That whole sequence, the chase scene with Helen, I think is really top notch. I think
I
it
agree.
stands out outside of the movie itself, which I think is fairly good. But that scene itself, I think, is iconic.
I agree. It is.
There are certain
there,
rules about running a hotel, a motel.
there are moments in this movie that really stand up. I mean, it's not consistent because but there are sections that you go, yeah. I mean, that scene in Helen's Sarah in her bedroom. That whole sequence
Oh,
where
yeah.
she's getting ready and he's in the that's great, and then wakes up in the morning and just pulling her hair out. I mean, that's a great scene though. It's really well done.
I even like the
Yeah, I
scene
think.
too where they pull over in the car and they open up the trunk
Oh,
and they see
that
all the
whole
crabs.
thing.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
and then come back and the trunk is empty. Yeah, there's
That's
a
good
lot.
stuff.
There's
Good
a lot-
stuff.
But again, I kept going back to Hitchcock.
Yeah.
And again,
I do too.
I only mean that in a very.
that's good.
I can't.
He
say,
hitches cock.
I can't say what I want to say.
You've been saying stuff, so you can say it, Dan.
This is a family podcast.
Okay.
I'm not going to say cock
Watch your fucking language.
or hitch.
Just
I
jump.
love that movie.
Piggybacking off of that, though, I do have to say this film is really shot well. It's shot very
it's
well.
From like I said, from the first scene where you get like the shot of the water and it cuts in the kitchen. No, I will say like that first 20 minutes, and I'm not saying the rest of the movie isn't, but I don't know, like just the way it's so well done. Well shot for people at home. I'm flashing my hand. It's a very well shot
Act
movie.
one is really good. It's as solid a setup as of any kind of thriller.
Yeah. Frank, did you watch this? Do you own the 4K of this movie?
I don't.
What are you doing?
That's going to get posted.
I'm just really tired.
For those of you who are listening and not watching, poor Sam.
Well,
she's like,
and
I'm going to
I
get you a
didn't get
pillow,
a-
a blanket.
I didn't get a good shot, but this is
Do
what
you
your
want some-
face looks like.
and for
Would you
you
like some coffee?
I just drank. No, I'm fine.
and for you home video.
It actually
Oh
looks
my
way
God.
sadder.
Poor Sam. Oh my gosh.
And
Sam was
Oh.
staring off into the distance. I took a picture, and it's very blurry, so it makes it look like she's contemplating all of her life choices.
she's like, "Oh my God, when are we done with this season?"
Hello, sadness, my dear friend, or my old friend.
Hello, Margaret. I mean, hello, God.
Hey, God, it's me, Margaret.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I haven't seen it, but
Ah.
it's okay.
I want to see it.
I read the book, so I was.
I have seen
Judy-
it. It's
Judy
not okay.
Blume.
I'm just kidding.
No, oh,
I promise.
Judy Blume.
I think Joni read it. I'm
That was
saying
for
that
you,
I may
Sam.
be speaking out of turn. She may not have, but
that's great. What
I
happened?
said that was free. You were like, "I'm not okay," and I said, "I promise."
I didn't
but-
hear that. I'm sorry.
No. Well, for you home video enthusiasts at home,
For you home
this-
video enthusiasts at home.
You home vidiots.
No, I was gonna say this. This is a very spectacular 4K disc. Image quality is crisp. Looks
it's
good.
what?
It's crisp.
It's crisp.
Leave me alone.
Is that like the Wowdy ketchup?
The
It's
hooks
so
and the
crisp.
crips.
It's so crisp.
I'm just trying to.
The
I-
Wowdy ketchup so crisp.
I thought Woody cat.
I'm awake now.
How crisp are they, Travis?
Hello, Dan's parents. He's being mean to me
He's
again.
bullying me.
He's grounded. Okay, your parents said, Dan, when you get home, you're not allowed to play the Nintendos. You have to go
Dang it.
straight. You have to go straight to bed. No moon pie.
No Pong for you tonight.
No Pong.
Oh,
You just got the DLC for Pong. Day one update.
We've lost it.
we have lost the plot.
Where are we in the movie? Because I
We were jumping around.
Can
We've
we
been
get to
jumping
Anne
around.
Heche?
we'll get. Oh, can we please?
You go. Because I don't remember.
Are we gonna have an Anne Heche moment?
R.I.P. First off.
Yes.
R.I.P..
Let's give our due to that. Absolutely. Now, her acting.
That was fast.
Well, look. I'm not saying that she's not a good actress. I've seen her in other things.
In this one, she is not good.
Well, it's not that she's not good. It's just she was the wrong choice for this character.
What are you doing?
Because what you're really looking for, in my opinion,
Biting my tongue.
what I felt we were looking for in that character was something way more charactery and interesting.
Yeah, she
was
missed it.
well,
She
was
missed
like
the
she
mark.
was playing against it. Like she was saying, "I'm not going to play a character like that. I'm going to just play it straight."
Wait, let me
Uh-oh,
divert
did I
really
say
quick.
that?
Let me. God. Family show.
But you know what I mean? Didn't
No, I
you
get
sit there and
you.
go, "This is really not this is not what the doctor ordered here.
No, it
We
felt.
need a backwoodsy
Hold on.
kind of."
we need a Kathy
Okay,
Bates.
well, I
no,
need
no,
Frank
hold
to
on.
jump
No,
in
no,
because
no, hold on,
Frank's
hold on,
about
hold
to
on,
jump
hold
out
No,
of his clothes.
I was gonna make a bad joke.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
please.
go ahead.
We can
Because
always
you
cut
said-
it out. We can
you
always cut
said-
it out.
You said, she's like, I'm not going to play a character like that. I'm going to play a character that's, and I was going to say alive.
Whoa.
Feels so
Whoa.
alive.
Oh God. Please, God,
Not at Heche.
don't send
It's
me to
not
hell.
me, Margaret, but
don't
please.
send me to hell. It was weird. Now,
Yeah.
so it made me wonder: does Anne Heche have some connection to the director, some connection to the producer? And I just mean that. Why are you in this?
'Cause she
you-
was on
Was
set.
Ellen?
It
They were
didn't
filming-
matter.
They were filming. Oh,
Was the
I don't-
TV show Ellen on at
Yes,
that time?
it was.
So maybe.
it was on the same lot. They were
I
filming.
forget that
Were
she's
they?
in this
I'm
all the
not
time.
sure. Was it Ellen? Was it? I'm not sure we were there yet, though.
I feel like Ellen was like in the 90s. No.
It was, but I'm not. I think, but her.
Oh, like her episodes and
her,
stuff.
no,
her character.
her when she came out, I think was later in the series,
Gotcha.
and I'm not sure it was '97. I feel like it was maybe towards the end of the series, but it was just more like, why did she not like she was some star or anything?
Yeah.
It was just a weird casting.
I'm telling you, she was at the
Do you
stage
agree
next door.
that it should have been somebody way more backwoodsy?
Kathy Bates.
More, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll take
Now
her.
Jennifer
Bates would have been
Coolidge.
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean I can think of many actors that you
Yeah.
would have gone.
Or
That's
who's your
cool."
actress from Hereditary?
Tony Collette.
Tony Collette.
How about
Anne
just try
Heche.
on an accent? You know, just try on an accent. You're dressed like the part, and you're
Speaking-
not doing the part.
Hold on. I do have positive things to say, just not about Anne Heche. R.I.P. I
All
felt
right.
when you said that like it's shot well, I loved when they introduced her and like her house or their house.
Yeah.
It
Great.
really reminded me of like
Yes.
Texas Chainsaw,
Yes.
especially when her character showed up dressed like that in the apron. I'm like, oh shit,
Oh, I thought you were
it's
getting.
Leatherface. But then she acted, and I'm like,
and then she started talking, and you're like, what?
Oh.
It went from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Texas Chainsaw Netflix.
yeah,
Massacre.
yeah, that's what Massacre, but she
It was
missed it.
just super weird.
Yeah.
The way that happened.
She was
It was an
acting
odd
coy,
choice.
but it wasn't like the cool coy. It was just kind of like I
I'll
don't know.
never tell.
Yeah.
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 It was.
I
Yeah.
know what you
Yeah.
did.
There had,
Last
there
summer.
had- this is Hollywood. There had to be some connection back to how she got that part. And I don't mean that like something bad. I
Right.
just mean there
Just
had
like
to be a friend
some
of a
kind of
friend of a
favorite.
Favorite,
friend.
yeah.
There had to be. It's
Hey,
just
you.
Favorite,
you
yeah.
could have done so much better with the
Wanna
cast.
be in a
That was
movie?
a real standout for me. That was the standout.
But anyway, Anne Heche's character was what was she?
She was the brother of the guy we thought
The
brother.
sister. The
Killer.
sister.
Sister.
She was the sister. I'm sorry, of the guy we thought was who they thought they had
Run
had
over.
killed.
The guy who owned
run
the
over
boot.
and thrown into the water.
The owner of the boot.
Right.
Boot.
That's who we thought. But you know, it's interesting because, and I'm saying this because it's going to come into play. At the end of the Act 1, when he goes underwater to get the crown, and the guy is clearly still alive, right? I mean, we still
Oh
believe
yeah,
that at the
he's
very end.
100%.
We don't believe that he now drowned and died.
I thought so.
No, which did you think?
I thought he drowned. I thought he was dead.
Okay.
But
so
then-
logic would no, hang on. I don't disagree with you. I think logic would say yes, that's what happened. We did not see it happen, which means we could go, well, maybe he, because we are thinking to ourselves, well, who's doing all this?
yeah.
We're thinking it's got to be the guy they threw in the water. I mean, that's part of what you're thinking.
Right.
But given Kevin Williamson and given the fact that Scream, I was also thinking, well, it could be one of them. Maybe one of those four
Or the
kind of
brother.
freaked out and
I-
decided they're going to do it. Or maybe it's Galicki,
That's
which
what
is
my
an
first
obvious
thought,
choice,
yeah.
but then they got rid of him really
Right.
early.
Yeah.
That was a
So
gnarly
then I was
death.
thinking, well, is it
A what?
is it Freddie?
Gnarly.
Gnarly, yeah.
That was gnarly. Is it Freddie Prinze, who they keep thinking,
Right.
accusing? So, you have all these questions and doubts about everybody except obviously Jennifer Love Hewitt,
Yeah.
because she's not going to be the one.
Yeah.
And then if you take like the horror element out of
Unless-
it, I'm like, oh no, he's dead. And then when someone dies, I'm like, nope, he's alive. He's
Right.
doing the killing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
no, I mean that's the thing. I agree. It's like you almost, and I'm just sorry, I'm repeating what you're saying. It's like you almost
But
think it's
louder.
like gonna be that red herring, like, oh no, it's making you
There's
think.
a lot, yeah, in
But
this one.
actually, and like I said, it could have
But-
been John Galecki too. It could have been anyone. It's like, oh, you thought he was dead, but it's not.
That would be something that would happen more like in the third or
Like,
fourth sequel.
I know what you
where
did.
would do
I
something
know what
like
you did
that.
last
It
summer.
does happen
6,
in
right?
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean? Like where you kill somebody up, but you didn't really kill them off.
Yeah,
That's
Dan,
something that happens.
Dan, that's
when
Dan.
you've run out of other ideas.
That's I know what you did last summer 6.
right. Oh my God.
Oh no! Please don't make this into a franchise.
So
It's not sustainable.
Why would you make a second one or a TV show or a?
so we're sort of twisting and turning through this plot,
Like that canyon.
mostly trying to figure out who is the killer
In
or
me?
who is this person, which I thought that was also interesting. It's like the encounters you have with the slicker guy are, or girl, and we don't really know at that point.
Slicker guy.
Are very like,
Sexist.
why doesn't he kill? What's his name in that sequence? Why does he stand over him but not kill him? And the guy ends up in the hospital. What's his? I can't think of the actor, the football player guy.
Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, Ryan Phillippe. Why doesn't he kill him right then? Why does there's things that made me go, okay, what's really going on here?
Yeah.
Are we just trying to freak everybody out? Now you killed Galicki, and then all of a sudden the killer was also just killing people that were just random. Like you're not tied to this plot or
Yeah,
tied
like-
to anything that happened to you.
Go licking.
That was
Or
kind of
the
that was weird.
Sister, who's played by Bridget Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
Mortal Kombat.
She was in Mortal Kombat, but she was also in the House on Haunted Hill remake.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
With
And she-
Catherine Zeta-Jones?
What? No, that's The Haunting. The House on Haunted Hill with
Is she dead or alive?
Wait, let him finish
Isn't
the
that the
sentence.
name of a movie?
Yeah.
it's the one with Ali Larder and Famke Jensen, Jeffrey Rush.
I missed
Okay.
that one.
Well, we're covering it. It's actually
Yeah.
it's an
interesting.
interesting cover.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway,
Your face when I said, "Is she in dead?" I've only seen that like half the movie, like
fucking
once.
Which
dare
one?
you.
But I made
Dead or alive?
this note, and then you can.
I think they needed to pad out the slashings because you only have 4 leads.
I
who are
understand
You gotta
that,
kill some
but
more people.
I
True.
don't disagree with having more killings, but I wrote here, I don't understand why this guy is killing people that had nothing to do with what happened last summer. And I said, hoping this makes sense in the end. I agree that it's a very limited setup because only 4 people are really tied to what happened. But that's, I mean, if you're going to pad it out, you got to pad it out in a way that we go, it has to connect somehow.
Yeah,
it didn't feel connected to me.
Maybe if he had used those murders in ways to actually mess with the cast.
There you go.
Like
Instead
leave,
of
leave
You know, to torture them
clues-
further.
yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was kind of lacking.
Like had he killed the sister and then left her for Helen to find to further, go after Helen later, that would work more for you than doing it in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, that keeps connecting then.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding the journey of the killer. Like
Yeah.
So that was a little. I mean, that's not.
What did
I
you
don't know
think,
if that's-
Sam? You're being very quiet.
Sam, wake up.
Yeah.
Sam, I know what you did. I know what you did last podcast.
Okay. And?
Wow, it just got quiet.
You should add crickets right there.
Cricket.
So yeah, Helen dies.
Helen,
How did she die again?
She's being chased and
On the
right.
boat.
Yeah. No.
No, that's Jennifer.
Yeah, she's being chased through an alley, and right before she gets to the parade, the killer catches up and slashes
Offed
her
her?
behind a stack of tires, as one does.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yes.
I remember.
Once again, I have to say that whole sequence is really cool.
I
like it.
actually liked how they killed off Ryan.
Yeah,
That was suspenseful. Seeing it from Helen's eyes
yeah,
and no one believing her.
and seeing it being played out
Yeah.
genuinely instead of
Yeah.
in Scary Movie.
Yeah. I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was a douchebag, but
He was, but he shouldn't have gone that way.
yeah. And
Well, I felt bad more for Helen.
Helen sells it. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
definitely marked him off as dead after
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
20 minutes of the movie.
And I didn't feel bad that he died. Again, I felt more
I felt
bad
bad
for
for
Helen.
her. Yeah.
He
deserved.
He needed to
Yeah,
go. He was
absolutely.
the reason why all this happened.
It was a little too long. Should have
Yeah.
done it earlier.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So I think honestly at this point I think we could probably skip all the way to the boat because
Billy Blue.
nothing
I'm on
really
a boat.
happens.
I'm on a boat.
I'm
I
on a
agree. I
boat.
think we can skip to the boat, which is also very Hitchcock.
Yes.
Oh, the name
Yeah.
of the boat
To
too.
be out in the boat. Oh,
The
yeah.
Hitchcock?
The name of the boat.
That's
yeah.
the name of the boat, right?
Baby Blue.
Yeah.
Hitch and cock.
You have to hitch the.
I don't know which Hitchcock movie. Is it a Hitchcock movie? What's the where they're at Niagara Falls? I think it's called Niagara Falls.
I don't know a lot of Hitchcock movies. I'll be
And
honest
there's
with
a
you.
great sequence at the end where they get in the boat, and of course it's heading towards the falls of Niagara Falls.
I
and
think you're
there's all
talking
this
about The Office.
fighting on. You mean the wedding between Jim and Pam?
Yeah.
or Bruce Almighty.
I love that.
don't remember that
I
one.
love that wedding. It was just on the other day. Man, I
yeah.
love The Office
They,
so
the
much.
church they filmed it at is less than half a mile away from my house.
Is
It's
it a little brown
I feel
church
like
on
it's
Laurel
by
Canyon?
Chandler
Scenes.
Elementary School.
all the scenes are like a mile away from
Is
our
that
house.
the little brown church on?
It's on Magnolia and Hazeltine.
Oh, apparently Niagara is not a Hitchcock movie, but it does have similarities to Vertigo.
That would be Viagra would be a Hitchcock.
Yeah, it's. There's this whole sequence at the end where the big climax at the end, and they're on a boat, and the boat's heading
Big
towards the
climax?
Niagara Falls,
Yes.
and they're like fighting. It's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
Pretty cool.
it's it's green screen, so you have to sort of put up with
For all
that.
the
But
people
it's
listening, that was
actually-
pretty funny, huh?
It's actually pretty cool.
Talk
Anyway,
about how funny
back
that
to the-
was. That joke that went on in the background was pretty funny.
Back to the boat at the end of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Back to the Hitchcock
Last
with
time
the
on I
Viagra
Know
and the
What You Did Last-
climax.
Okay, Travis.
So anyways, now Dan's looking at me because I told that joke kind of weird.
You
talking to myself.
told that joke twice, my guy.
I did. I told it twice. All the people listening.
Okay,
It's funnier the second time.
but
It's
louder.
only funny if it's louder, though. He got softer.
That's what she said.
Why were we doing all this during the X podcast?
Because it was expected.
That is why you have an X podcast, right?
That's what.
What?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so we're on the boat,
We're on a boat.
and we have the big climax scene on the boat.
Sorry.
Very Hitchcock.
Anybody want to jump in on that one?
Literally.
Already did.
Jump in the line.
Did anybody find it disappointing? Not the boat scene, but
As the climax?
No.
Oh.
Disappointing that the killer actually was a character that we didn't see at all through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like did not
Felt
connect
cheated.
back to. Totally cheated.
Yeah.
That'd be like a murder mystery where they do the whole thing and everybody in the room is being and they say, "Well, it's none of you people. It's this guy over here
Yeah.
who wasn't at all in the
Now
movie."
you-
I would
That's
have
how I
loved-
And
felt.
guess
I
what?
felt ripped, man.
Dan.
Yeah.
And guess what?
That's what she said.
They never killed anyone the whole time, so their conscience is clean.
Oh, I know. That bothered me too,
That really- I
though.
was
That
like,
they didn't have to carry any real
"Aw."
guilt
I
about it. That was
actually-
kind of that was.
It was
good.
pretend guilt.
I
was-
would have loved it to be Freddie Prinze Jr. I think that would have
Oh, yeah.
I think it
earned
needed
it.
to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Billy Blue setup was great.
and then you realize, oh,
Oh,
crap,
never mind.
it is
Yeah.
him. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's the
N-
dad.
It was very, very disappointing.
It's
Yeah.
too expected.
Agreed.
Like
I
you said.
Yeah.
expected it to be Anne Heche's character.
I would take that.
yeah, same.
I
I
would've
would
taken
not
that.
have expected it to be
Because the
Freddie
way
Prinze's
she
character.
acted,
Yes.
it made it seem
She
like
should
she
be the
knew.
killer.
Right.
Maybe that's why they made. Anyway.
What?
But to me,
No, I was gonna say maybe
it's,
that's why she played it that way, but
Oh.
It's not even.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
not even a
would've
cop
They
calculated.
might have changed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a cop out. It's just more of a.
huh?
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah.
Like, what did I? What?
Mm-hmm. It kind of made
Yeah.
you think back. Like, was there any mentions of
And
like?
there wasn't. I
No.
I went through this and I was
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
It was
I-
just
I
a
was- I was-
girlfriend.
And I was
the
hoping Frank
brother.
would explain it all at the end to us and say, well, like, what was the movie
Actually-
where she's actually dead? He pushed her out the door and they went down the stairs together. Oh,
Valentine.
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 But I was hoping you'd be able to do that. But you're like with us. No, didn't happen. But the boat scene is cool. It is
Yes.
cool. It's very well done. It's very Hitchcock again. That whole sort of climax on the boat.
Yeah.
I think the
I
reveal.
love those.
Were you
the
there for
reveal
the
of the
climax?
two dead bodies.
I love a good climax on a boat.
I agree. I think that the setting of the boat itself as a third act thing is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Because it's the killer's a fisherman. I don't know if you knew
What?
that, but yeah.
Is that why he wears a slicker? Is it a slicker or a slick?
A
Is it just-
slicker.
I think it's called a slick.
Oh.
I did like the
a
backing
hooker
up.
and a slick.
I like the back.
Ooh.
I'm sorry to back it up. I did like the
Yes.
the
Back it up.
parade scene where they keep seeing the different people and like the slickers. That was cool.
I agree.
Again, very Hitchcock.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
But Ryan Phillippe again acted like he was a cop. Like, why would you be sitting on the parade and then just like chasing? I don't know. I didn't like that one.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
But
just-
I for that, I just put it down to his character.
Very tough
Character
macho
douche.
guy. Oh,
Oh,
Yes,
oh.
also that. Yes.
But that's a writing thing. That
Both.
meaning that
honestly,
both.
what
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sam's
yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about. That's a choice that the writer made.
I still feel like a different actor probably could have made it work.
oh, absolutely.
But
Who would you have put? If you can think of anyone, you guys.
I think I don't think he was.
Do
He
you have
was
to go from that period?
I don't think
Yeah.
he was
How you
big,
would've cast
big
it back
there,
then?
but I think Josh Hartnett would have been pretty good.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
Or the guy from the kid from Luck of the Irish.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And he was also in Final Destination 3, I think. And Smart
yes,
House.
yes, yes. No, Travis. For all you
Ryan
listeners,
Merriman. I used to have a big crush on
Yes.
him when I was a kid.
Travis loves Smart House. He'll mention it any way possible.
Luck of the Irish is, but Smart House is good too.
Okay.
Anyway,
I
Yeah.
don't
Did
know.
you were you forced to watch these movies in the night because your kids liked them? These Disney Channel original
Oh yeah,
movies.
did you?
No, nothing
Oh.
that was on TV.
Jesus
I
Christ,
wasn't
he's
forced
40
to
now.
watch.
That's a good age.
I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was
Or-
forced to take my kids to movies like Casper,
Oh,
like Haunted
Casper's
Mansion.
good.
Casper.
No,
Casper.
it's not good.
Haunted
With
Mansion
Christina
suck.
Ricci.
Not good.
I love.
Oh, okay. Going Disney
I
though.
can't say anything.
Going Disney, maybe
I
though.
would have to see it again. To be fair,
I think it would have been good. Ryder Strong.
oh, I
Oh,
could
yeah,
see
I
that
think
too.
he would-
Yeah.
Yeah, from Boy Meets World,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he would have been good.
I agree. They're making Haunted Mansion again.
Yeah, and they're also started. They started filming sequel to Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Yes.
they are. Is that going to be directed by our
Tim
friend?
Burton.
But Winona
So-
Ryder's attached, right?
Yeah,
Yes, she is.
and Jenna
They-
Ortega's her daughter.
There you
They
go.
already
See?
have they already have pictures of Winona Ryder. She's in a similar look to her old Lydia look.
Is
Oh,
Alec
wow.
Baldwin going to be in
Hope not.
it, or is he going to still be in
No.
court?
No, they got the charges were dropped.
The charges were dropped.
They
They're-
continued filming again.
Yeah.
I think.
for
Yeah, I think
that
they just
movie.
They're
wrapped
going to
it.
finish.
I think they actually finished it.
Trying to think of the name.
Rust?
of it.
Rusttown, or
Rust.
Rust
Rust.
City.
Rust.
Oh,
Rust.
Okay, anyway, coming back. We're almost there, guys.
that's what she said.
I'm
I'm kind of glad that the killer ended up being very straightforward. I just think, going back to what you said, that they could have set up that character, Ben Willis, earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't feel so like, oh,
How did,
okay.
how
What
did
you
we
talking
come
about,
to find
Ben?
out again?
Huh?
How did we come to find out it was him?
Because of the boat,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
What?
well.
Huh? What?
We get indication it before that though.
Yes.
That's what was it? Wow, look at me. I just was
You
like,
fell asleep last
when
night,
I
didn't you?
realized it's not one of them
You
or
zoned out?
anybody that we have been following, I just went, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
This is robbery. This
Yeah.
is mystery robbery you just did.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot do this. This is against the rules.
Okay.
He's judging
I wish you could
Travis
see.
right now.
Travis is just shaking his head up and down agreeing, but his eyes are also rolling into the back of his head.
And I'm trying to think of how, like,
Violently.
I don't want to talk about this.
anyway.
Well, guys, are we ready to do our final thoughts then?
I think we are. I just want to
Yeah.
say I'm very
We're at the
excited.
end of the
They're-
movie.
This movie is getting a legacy sequel, so I'm very excited for that.
What?
Wait,
yes.
what does that
Wait,
mean?
did you
What
not
is
know
it-
this?
What do you mean legacy sequel?
That-
Explain that to people who don't know what
So,
legacy sequel is.
I
would
can
be
explain
me.
it. I can explain it.
It's
No.
No, you'll take too long.
Yeah.
so it's a sequel.
Better too
You're-
long than not
And
at
then
all.
you cut off people. Okay.
So a legacy sequel is a sequel to an original film that came out several years to decades prior. So like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and then the Netflix Texas Chainsaw, or Halloween and then the recent 2018 Halloween. It's just like a way of cutting most of the sequels out of continuity and just doing a sequel to either the original or the first two or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So
Is
was
it
it-
a movie or a streaming movie?
it's a movie.
So it's like a
Yes.
reboot. It's like a reboot.
It's a requel.
Requel.
Yeah, it's like a reboot, but it's like
What studio?
yeah.
But they're not really doing a reboot. Like they're going to do the
A24.
same story again.
No, but what it means is like they'll be like, okay, this is the actual. I know we did a part 2, but this is the actual part 2.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
it's a mulligan.
yeah, basically.
Who creates these rules?
No one. They make them up as they go along.
It sounds like it.
And then it becomes a trend, and everyone does it.
If
like
it-
they're
if
doing,
it does
no,
well.
like you know the other one that's coming too is Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that already displayed at like CinemaCon or something? Not CinemaCon,
It,
sorry.
it
no,
had
yeah,
some
CinemaCon.
test screenings recently, and they did not go well.
Yeah, it's David Gordon Green who did the Halloween reboot,
Ugh.
the H40 trilogy.
Oh, okay, interesting. So, oh wait, no, never mind. No.
Never
Not
mind, not
interesting.
interesting.
In 2014, Sony wanted to do a remake of the film with Mike Flanagan writing the script,
Oh,
but
wow.
that was
Oh.
2014, and it did not.
That would have been well if it was Mike Flanagan.
Yeah,
The Haunting
yeah.
of I Know What You Did Last Summer. All right, so what are your final thoughts, Dan?
Oh no, me first.
No, I'm just kidding.
I
I'll
know.
go.
I can look at my final thoughts. Let me see.
I can tell mine in like under
Go
2
for
minutes.
it.
So
Well, I look mine
my
up.
final thoughts. Do I like this movie? Yes. Are there problems with this movie? Yes. Did I not? Did
Are
I
you
like?
doing this movie or every other movie
No.
you've ever seen?
Did
you do
I
this
like-
with every movie.
did I-
like the movie?
10 out of
yes.
Did I like? I think it could have gone.
If you don't like the movie, that's fine.
No.
You don't have to like the movie. I like the movie.
That's a good impression.
That's you, Travis.
No, because I was gonna say.
No, you gotta go like this.
Did I
Your
think?
hands
Did
up.
it need that like? scare? Did it need that like jump scare ending where she's in college?
Oh, we forgot to mention
Yeah.
that.
The jump scare ending. Tell.
So jump scare. It's
In 2
now.
minutes.
It's like now another year later or several months later, and she's in college, and she's in like the locker room,
Yeah.
or something. Now she's in the locker room, and then she like hears something, and something like she gets a note again, and then oh no, someone to the hook jumps out of like a shower or jumps out of a mirror and slashes, and it's like the end.
You didn't tell. You didn't. There was writing on the mirror.
Oh yeah. It was writing was on the
I
wall.
Still Know.
I still know.
And then the sequel's called.
I still
don't know what you did last summer.
That's
Yeah.
very smart.
So
very, very smart.
Very
I'm
super
going-
smart.
I guess they
Right-
knew a sequel
Wicked
was coming.
smart.
Right when Dan said, I'll get into it later, I think agree. I knew that Dan and I kind of had the same opinion with this movie where I'm like, and watching it again, when I watched it, I was like, this movie has an excellent first act. First 20 minutes is amazing. And then when I was watching this movie again, it's the thing that always happens when I watch this movie after I've seen it for the first time. I'll put it on. That first 20 minutes, I'm glued. As soon as it says 1 year later, I find myself like walking around. I'm suddenly
You do
like
that anyway.
vacuuming.
But no, you're right. Because
Yeah.
there's a reason why my friends and I all started chatting
Exactly.
and having fun and didn't really pay attention after that because it
I mean, I think
There's bits of dullness
yeah,
in there.
there's bit, and it's
admittedly.
not like I said.
Yeah.
I own the movie. It's a guilty pleasure.
Well,
Like
you don't own the theater.
Shakespeare
And
in
you
love.
don't own me, so stop.
I was thinking that.
I
gosh.
think that the kills. I like the kills in it. I think they're interesting.
It's a hook, whatever.
It's I don't know. Like seeing it, I thought it was funny because like just how much is in
You
scary.
were hooked.
Yeah, I was hooked. How much it was in Scary Movie, and I can't help think about it.
I forgot that part where when Ryan Phillippe was out of the car. That wasn't Scary Movie.
Yeah, and
no?
then, and then he gets hit by like a
branch or
bee.
something?
The
Yeah,
branch,
yeah,
the bee.
yeah.
There's so much, and like I said, even like when the guy's up there, the boyfriend is like, "That's my girlfriend," and then it's Scary Movie. They spin over, where another guy's like, "That's my girlfriend." It's like, "No, that's my girlfriend."
I should not have
and they
brought
start
that up.
yelling. But no, I mean,
He's gonna go out for Twitter.
Dan, I'm just trying to change what Dan said because I did like this movie. I'll give it. Hold on, where's my rating? I will give it like 3.6 chum beats.
That's
Well,
actually
damn, 3.6.
that's
Sorry.
a pretty good score. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh no! I was like,
yeah.
that's high.
I think that's high.
Yeah,
But you think it's good?
for you, yeah.
I'll get to my score
Depends
when I get to my score.
For me, there's average,
That
and I
mystery.
think there's average, and I think
You don't
this
have to
movie
explain.
goes
It's
slightly above
fine.
that, but I don't think it's like great.
No, we
I
get
think
it.
it's fun. I enjoy it. It's the 90s. Like to me, like this is your 90s slasher movie. Well, one of them.
Oh, but
Yeah,
did you
no.
think it was average or?
Don't egg him
I'll
on.
stop.
All right, so y'all are gonna tell your final thoughts while I leave.
Wow, I drove you
I'll,
here.
I'll
Wait a
walk.
minute, you can't leave. None of us can leave. We're trapped here.
Well,
We're
that's what you all
snowed in.
thought. I really had an exit this whole time. I was just hanging out. It's like the Breakfast Club. I never had detention. I'm just here hanging out with all of you.
It's a reference, Sam. I don't know if you.
Dan laughed. Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
That
Just
was
to get you to
But you know,
stop.
was a gift
I
laugh.
feel like my final thoughts, Dan. I feel like my final thoughts peaked when I talked about my final thoughts in the menu, and since then I've just kind of been like, yeah, I liked
Hey,
it.
How is
you
it
It was kinda
owned,
cool.
you owned those final thoughts in the menu.
And I just peaked. I
Those
can't.
should be like sent to like the Smithsonian. Those were incredible final thoughts.
Yeah, and that's it. And now
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, those rocked.
You,
so
you
it's
really-
in you.
You are
can.
a one-hit wonder, my guy.
I was a one-hit wonder.
You can do it.
That's
He
what
just had-
she said.
Yeah, literally, and then you just had to repeat it.
If I had $1, I'm just.
Sam, what did you think of this movie?
It was fine.
That's what she said.
No, you touched on it, Dan. I feel like the setting was unique, like having a small town and then having it being like a fisherman thing. We don't really see that, so I thought that was good.
Except for Jaws, of course.
Aquaman 2018.
God, okay, never mind.
No, go ahead.
But
I'm
like
kidding.
everybody else, I felt like after the 1 year later, I lost interest too. And like I've said in the whole podcast, Ryan Phillippe's character, it threw me off. Did not like it. It was fine. So I gave it 2.5 dead turkeys out of 5.
That's more turkeys than necessary.
I swear. I thought turkeys can fly.
I would probably. I can go next.
No, you're going last.
Oh no! Go, Frank. Go.
My
Go,
thoughts
Frank,
are very
go.
simple, actually. They're about as straightforward as it is Ben Willis. It was the person that we thought it was. I think it's simple. It's if I were to describe it as a food, it would be chicken and rice.
Is it seasoned chicken?
No. Actually, yes. Actually,
Just salt
it's
and pepper?
different, but just
is
enough.
it marinated and grilled?
No, that's
Yeah.
too fancy. Oh,
No. If it was fancy, it would have mashed potatoes and
Is it just like
steamed greens
like
and
Some
all that
mushrooms?
kind of
Is
stuff.
it like
Mushrooms, yes.
Ralph's rotisserie chicken?
Oh, no,
that's
Costco.
pretty. That's pretty. Oh,
Costco. Yeah,
Costco.
it's a Costco rotisserie
It's $5.
chicken.
That's a good chicken.
It's cheap. It gets the job done, and
that's
you
what
know.
she said. Sorry.
She did not say that, okay? Yeah, there's all the complaints that I have about it were fairly minimal. Even like the acting complaints. I mean, they
What do you expect? Yeah.
they do their jobs, you know. Philippi and Freddie Prinze. This really
Prinze.
hangs off the backs of Jennifer. I don't think her character's particularly interesting.
Yeah.
To be honest, even now I don't remember much about what her character is like.
Just haggard.
Yeah,
She's
other
just
than
upset.
And on
Haggard.
drugs.
She's upset.
She's upset.
She didn't want to go with that
She
plan.
has morals.
But like, what does she want
She
as a
wants to
person?
succeed in life.
What does she
I
want?
think she just wants
do
to
you
survive
want?
this movie.
I
What
know,
do you
but
want?
like, who is she outside of this? Do we know?
I think that's a.
She's a very good girl.
Without me jumping
Yeah.
in, but I think that's one of the big weaknesses of the
Yeah.
movie.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, go ahead.
As
though,
a
finish.
character, she's not
I'm gonna
fairly engaging.
I'm going to piggyback off you as soon as
No, stop.
you're done.
That's what she said also.
Ugh.
Sloppy seconds.
But I think
Good Lord.
it's shot very well. The kills aren't that great, but that Helen
No.
Shivers chase is, I think, more than makes up for it. I think it's a very top-notch chase. Even the sequence inside the, like, it's fairly short, but when she gets to their family store,
Oh,
yeah, all that stuff is really
Yeah.
good. So with all that said, I'm gonna have to give this 3.75 friendly stranglings out of 5.
Friendly stranglings?
Yeah, because we
Right.
take this to our grave.
Frank, buy the 4K. It's a good disc.
I will. Don't tell me what to do.
So when you watch the 4K, do you just stop after the 1 year or keep it going and then just find yourself vacuuming the house?
It's just
He just reads the rest of the book.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it just background noise that's pretty pictures
so
at
you
that
bought
point?
a 4K just for background noise?
No, I realized this after I bought the 4K.
Gotcha,
Oh, that
gotcha.
it's actually not that good.
It's
You can
good.
return it.
It's just I'm saying. It's just I feel so glued to those first 20 minutes.
Okay.
Like my eyes cannot leave the screen, and after I'm like, if I miss it, I miss it.
I think going off what you're saying and what Frank just said, what Sam said, I think this movie really lives off of the first 20 minutes. I think we think of it because of the first 20 minutes. We know of it because of the first 20 minutes. We know this movie because of its setup. And it tries to survive its setup. And if you took that first 20 out and just said, okay, here's the setup, but you don't get to see it, and you start it 1 year later, you don't hang this movie very long. You're a half hour in going, I don't
Yeah.
care. But because of that setup, you play it out, and it's not that long of a movie. So I was never sitting there going, oh my God, when is this going to end? I just wanted to know who was doing it. So I was so disappointed in the way they hung me through this thing and then didn't give me the payoff.
built you
of
up, yeah.
Somebody that I've been following is actually the killer.
Then I'll agree. I didn't even think about this. I would have liked this movie so much less if it started out, like you said, like it was a year later. And then when they, like, let's say we started with a year later, and then when she got her note, it cut to a flashback of everything that happened.
Yeah, that feel-
Oh, man,
that
that
feel
would
cheap.
not be a good movie.
No, it would not be a good movie.
No.
It's just really so strong at the front end. I mean, as strong. I mean, again,
One would
I'm
hope.
fairly young in this world that we're podcasting.
That's the only
But-
time you're young.
But wow.
You attacked me earlier.
God, I gotta lay down. But because that it is as good a front end, as good as a setup of a movie of any of these movies I've seen, I thought it was really, really great. And it's very, very
Mediocre.
It's very
Yeah.
underwhelming. The rest of the movie, like the kills aren't that great.
You don't really see
the
it.
acting's not that great. The dialogue's not that great. Anne Hesh, R.I.P., not that great. So I will say because of the strength of the beginning, I'm gonna give it a 3.1. Fisherman Slickers out of 5.
Damn, I'm the only one that got a 2.
No, but I honestly don't disagree with you. I know why you're saying that. I don't think you're really underrating it. I just think I'm probably more in love with that front end of that movie.
No,
And that just raises enough.
Front end heavy.
And-
Just enough for
And-
me. Like, I'd watch that first 20 minutes.
It's a very heavy front.
In fact, I mean, that's a great lesson in just
That's
how
what
to
she called
set up
it, yeah.
a movie. Just
Yeah.
try to have a rest of a movie to go with it.
Yeah.
Would be helpful.
Maybe that's around the time that he got called back for like Scream 2.
He handed it off.
So he left?
Handed it off to his partner. Hey, can you finish this? It's a great setup.
So
just try to figure it out.
I already set you up. I said 1 year later. Now you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
1 year later,
it's wide
go.
open. Oh, by the way, try
That's what
and
she
make it
says.
somebody that actually was in the first 20
No.
minutes of the movie that's the actual killer.
No,
I'm just suggesting.
Kevin Williamson said this. He goes. Oh yeah, I wrote this first 20 minutes. It says 1 year later, and just make the killer the fisherman. But he was joking. Like he said that. He's like, yeah, I'd, make the fisherman
An
the killer.
afterthought, yeah.
And then he said it as a joke, and the writer was like, oh my god, okay, I guess I have
Oh,
to.
I guess I Well, here we go. It's all right. Anyway,
Kevin Williamson in
That's
the theater.
it, man.
I was joking.
what are we watching next week?
Next week we are watching
The Batman.
The Batman.
Vengeance. I'm Vengeance.
I'm Batman.
Man of Steel?
Ooh, the Batman Man of Steel?
The Batman of Steel.
Batman versus
The
Superman.
Batman Steel.
Wait,
The Man of
is
Steel.
the Batman the one with...
Robert
Robert.
Pattinson.
Oh,
Pattinson.
this is the one you've been
The
talking
glittering
about.
Oh, yeah.
vampire.
This is not what's his name.
It's
It's
Ben
the other,
Affleck?
what's his name?
This is not Ben Affleck.
No, it is not.
a,
So when was this one made?
This one
Last
came
year.
out
Last
last
year.
year.
So why is
Matt
Ben
Reeves.
Affleck in the current one?
This
It
is a
Wait,
singular.
is Ben Affleck
It's
in
not.
the current
they're
Flash
two
one?
different. They're
Yes,
two,
he is.
They're two different
Well,
universes.
what the hell's going on?
They're two different
It's
universes.
confusing. I'll explain to you later.
Yeah.
Hey, and
I
That
should probably
episode-
watch the Batman first.
No,
and then
probably.
explain
That
it to me.
episode.
and Dan, to make it even more confusing, this is not the one that just takes place in a courtroom the whole time.
I
What?
don't know what you're
What?
talking
Batman
about.
v Superman.
Oh.
I never saw it.
Because when you
never-
say V like that, it means like you're in the
Okay.
courtroom.
Anyway.
If you have to explain your goddamn joke,
Well, did that
don't
mean?
fucking say it.
No.
You're not finishing strong here. Try again.
I get that all
Find
the
it-
time.
Just like the
Never did.
movie.
Find another joke.
Well,
Cut.
No, we're gonna be here all day.
A man
Anyway.
walks into a bar, and the bar.
So we're gonna watch the Batman.
The Batmans. Yes.
That episode's gonna be so long because you're gonna
That's
have to
gonna
set
be like-
that up
That's
so much because the DC universe is so freaking dense.
and the
It's actually pretty simple.
So
I've
for
I've got
all-
the setup ready to go.
For
Good.
all of you
but
that
the
have,
Batman's like 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
it's like
isn't it?
3 hours.
It's
3
actually
hours
pretty
long.
entertaining.
Are you effing kidding
No,
me?
just watch it. Just watch it.
Just watch it.
Yeah, just
For
watch
all
it.
you viewers at home, if you want it to make more sense, watch the Batman before listening to our podcast. You now have a week to watch a
It's gonna
3-hour
take a
movie.
week to watch it.
That sounds like a personal problem.
For the love of Jeebus.
Is it streaming anywhere?
We would
HBO
love.
Max.
Yeah.
The Max.
I
Max.
and my partners here would love it if you would share,
We're official.
like, comment, review,
Subscribe.
subscribe.
Share.
Yeah.
Share.
We're having
Just
so
talk
much
about it.
fun, and we want you
Let's
to
talk
share
about it.
our fun with your friends.
Yeah.
Please.
Here's an idea. If you've seen Clockwork Orange,
Oh my God,
The
that's a bad
Ledvigo
start.
treatment. Just say it's the Ledvigo treatment.
anyway.
Oh boy.
And I think on that, we are going to say thank you for listening to Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Travis, and I still know what you listen to.
I'm tired.
I'm Batman.
We are out. Welcome to another episode
Sassy
of
podcast.
Well,